The winless streak is finally over. Last time out, the Canadiens picked up those 2 huge points on the road against the defending champs. And tonight, they meet again. Montreal ended its March schedule with a victory over the Panthers and looking to kickstart April the exact same way. The Habs salvaged their road trip Sunday. It was their first win since March the 18th, and you know they're happy to be back at the Bell Center starting a 3-game homestand tonight. And we all remember how Sunday's game ended with Mikko Mikkola rifling the slap shot down the ice in the final seconds, almost taking out David Savard in the process. We know where Carlos thinking about this. Mikkola had to pay for those late-game antics. He was fined $5,000, but Montreal got the last laugh, walking out of Florida with that all-important win. And with that, we welcome you here to Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN. I'm your host, Laura Dyke, and he is our analyst, Carlo Koliakovo. And yeah, Montreal didn't stay out of a playoff spot for very long. I think it was about 15 hours. It was a total team effort on Sunday. Offense, defense, goaltending, special teams. It was the perfect winning combination. Montreal, second wild card spot, tied on points with the Rangers with a handful of teams right in the rearview mirror. This game means a lot for the Panthers tonight as well. They can clinch a playoff berth with a regulation win coupled with a regulation loss by the Blue Jackets. To Montreal now, where we find Brian Mudryk and Frankie Corrado.
Laura, unfortunately, we don't have enough time in this show to talk about how great Lane Hutson has been this entire season. We could do a show, but he begins the night 1 point up on Mitch Goff for the rookie points race. And Frankie, amongst all defensemen in the NHL, he's tied for 4th in scoring, and he's doing it when it matters the most for Montreal.
It's unbelievable. And that's the thing that stands out right now is the fact that he's been so consistent, but he's bringing his game to another level as these games really matter. And you go back to Sunday, the assist that he makes on the Suzuki goal, that is all world. It's unbelievable, but he's been doing things like this all season long. And so if you're a player on the bench and you watch that happen, you say, okay, these games are important. We've been maybe a little bit tense. We haven't been playing our best hockey. You watch a guy like that make those plays and you're like, okay, we're just playing hockey here. We can relax. We can have fun. We can loosen up because he's doing it at such a consistent level all season long. And Brian, the Montreal Canadiens are not at this point in the season without the play of Lane Hutson this year.
Hutson, the NHL Rookie of the Month for March, more than a point a game in that month. Let's go ice level now. Kaden Gooley with our Kenzie Lalonde.
Katie, you go back to Sunday's win, a 4-2 victory for yourselves. But aside from snapping that 5-game slide, why else was that win so important for your group?
Almost all a little bit of a do-or-die game for us. I think, like you said, 5-game slide. The race is so tight, you can't really afford that. So we need to win that one. Again, another huge game for us. Same mentality as it was Sunday. So
your 3rd game now back in the lineup. First time back here at the Bell Center. How are the legs feeling?
Good. First game was a little iffy. Felt a little bit more like a hockey player last game, and I don't think I'll have any issues getting going in front of the fans tonight. So pretty excited for this one for sure.
Remaining alongside Lane Hutson, when you two go to work together, what do you think you guys are doing best?
I think we both skate well, and obviously his play with the puck is unbelievable, and he's so good defensively too. I think we just feed off each other. Honestly, it's just a blast to play with a world-class talent like that, and hopefully we keep things rolling. So
have fun tonight.
Good, thank you.
For those wondering if Arbor Xhekaj would draw back in and add a little bit more grit to the lineup, perhaps looking for some retribution, the answer is no.
The win is more important, Laura.
No, he sits for a 2nd straight game as Martin St. Louis, making no changes to the lines from what we saw in the win on Sunday. So I guess I know your stance when we ask if you're expecting some fireworks early on in this one. But when it came to the game on Sunday, again, a total team effort. So many positives top to bottom there. But as we've seen so many times since the Four Nations face-off break, it was the captain really leading by example.
And, you know, when you define captain, it's Nick Suzuki, because you want your best players leading the way coming out of a slump. And that's exactly what he did last night, obviously with the night that Lane Hutson had 3 points himself. But go back to September 12th, 2022, when they named him captain. It's been a growing process for the Montreal Canadiens and a growing process for Nick Suzuki. I thought on Sunday's game, that's That's the defining moment of him being a captain of this team and leading a team to a place they haven't been yet before, because they needed a big effort. They got the big effort. He scored the all-important goal. But we shouldn't be surprised. He's been doing that all season for this Montreal Canadiens team. One of the leading goal scorers coming out of the Four Nations. And you look at the seasons that he's had over the past 4. Mr. Consistent, and he gets better year after year. It's incredible the season that he's having. Love the way that he's playing right now. He's got to continue playing so other guys follow and they continue on this push towards playoffs.
And he won the Molson Cup for March, the Montreal Canadiens' top player. All he did was put up 17 points, 14 games, 2 game winners, shorthanded goal, 8 power play points. They wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for Nick Suzuki. And you know, the Florida Panthers really bring out the best in the Montreal Canadiens this season. 3-0 record as they're going for the season series sweep here tonight. They've outscored them 11-3 so far in the previous 3 meetings. We are in for a good one tonight at the Bell Center.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Player like this.
He's so fascinating to watch because his head's moving, his legs, his arms, everything's kind of going every which way.
Here's Lane Hudson. Moves it and shoots, scores!
Avec une longue passe vers Hudson.
Unbelievable!
Milestone night for Samuel Montembeault, who's playing in his 200th game, looking to pick up right where he left off on Sunday. He made 24 saves, getting his first win in almost 2 weeks, while Vitek Vanacek will be making his 4th start with the Panthers. He came over in a trade with the Sharks just before the deadline. The Panthers in Toronto tomorrow, so he's getting the first start of the back-to-back. But it is time now to get this 3-game homestand going. Without further ado, it's back to the Bell Center.
Let's go!
Brian Mudryk and Frankie Corrado. We're ready.
Laura Carlo, we are ready to. It is great to be back in Montreal. Welcome to downtown. Welcome to April as the Montreal Canadiens continue their push to make the playoffs, and a chance, Frankie, for Nick Suzuki and these Habs to sweep the season series against the defending champs.
Playing against the Florida Panthers and playing against Sasha Barkov is supposed to be hard, but don't tell Nick Suzuki because he makes it look easy. Now, a point-per-game player against the Panthers in his career with 18 points in 18 games, and he continues to win that matchup against Barkov, which is amazing to see and just goes to show you how far Nick Suzuki has come, how good of a player he is, and how he can handle the toughest matchups, and he's going to get a steady dose of that tonight on home ice for the Montreal Canadiens.
They beat Florida 4-2 Sunday. Slafkovsky, Suzuki, Laine, Gallagher, that empty netter underway here at the Bell Center. Here is Barkov, checked quickly by Suzuki. That matchup you just alluded to as Suzuki lost his stick and it's sent down the ice. Carrier hustling back, an early icing charge to Florida. These key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
For the Florida Panthers, they have to have that playoff emotion. That it really is the key for them when they're playing their best, that emotional investment. And for the Montreal Canadiens, get the puck going north quickly. Don't bring pucks back. The Florida Panthers want to establish their forecheck.
Barkov wins that one against Suzuki. As Suzuki comes in 77 points, one off another career high for the captain this season. Suzuki, Barkov. As the two captains slide in the corner, puck freed up, it's Caulfield, the flip to space. Juraj Slafkovsky. Puck was in his skates, he couldn't find it. Swatted away by Jones. Barkov at center ice, moves it quickly to the right side for Verhaeghe, and Matheson poked it away from him. Slafkovsky couldn't get there in time, icing charged as Juraj Slafkovsky back in Montreal as a seasoned 21-year-old, just had his birthday. He scored a power play goal on his birthday. And looking to continue that role. Second half, Slafkovsky having a nice run right now.
And playing alongside Nick Suzuki, and the Suzuki thing is going to be fascinating because last game, Paul Maurice tried to get Barkov away from Suzuki, wanted Lundell to get the matchup, and he just wanted to free up Barkov.
Niko Mikkola, 2 drives, came to Bennett. Good block from Slafkovsky, and the boos are related to that end of the game play where Mikkola ripped it down the ice, nearly took David Savard's head off, and that's why the fans are giving him some love here on this Tuesday night.
And of course, a lot of talk. Does Montreal have to get some retribution for that? Listen, maybe Michael Pezzetta will ask him once if he wants to go. If he doesn't, you leave it at that. This is an important game for both teams. Of course, Florida looking to win a division, Montreal trying to make the playoffs.
Exactly the same lineup for Montreal as Bennett dishes off. Samoskevich, wrist shot, he missed everything up top. Gallagher just avoids that knee-on-knee, and he gets it for Dvorak. Dvorak drops, Gallagher for Gouli, in shot, and Anderson was driving in, trying to get that one by Vitek Vanacek, who gets the start tonight. Dvorak in the corner, played away by Tobias Bjornfot, but not out. Gallagher, high slot, rips it, right pad save, Vanacek. Gallagher continues his strong work as he's really come to play in the last stretch of games for Montreal. Gallagher, 8 points in his last 7 games. Hudson's got the puck. He dangles, wrist shot. Steered aside by Vanacek. Bennett for Marchand. Still trying to get comfortable in a Florida jersey. Hudson right in the shot. Gallagher was in front, and it stays out as Lane Hudson, your NHL Rookie of the Month, and welcome back home, Montreal.
That is a great shift for Montreal, and it all starts with using your speed, winning some puck battles, and of course Lane Hudson doing his thing on the blue line. Quick pull to the middle of the ice and then attacks downhill. Really direct route, gets a shot, and Vanacek's able to muscle that one off. But Lane Hudson, another great play under pressure, realizes he's got a defenseman playing the forward position and uses that to his advantage. Great job moving his feet on the blue line.
1 point up in that rookie race on Michkov, who's got 4 goals, 7 points in 3 games since the firing of John Tortorella. Here is Lundell, nice little move around Struble, brings it in, backhand feed. Lois Storinen was cutting in, crashed into Montembeault. Game 200 in his NHL career tonight for Samuel Montembeault. Emil Heineman hustles in, Laine, the pass was just behind him as he'll pick it up far wall and shoot it in deep. Heineman protects himself. Lundell into the corner on the puck first. Newhook finishing his body check. In comes Cooley, a big hit on Boqvist. But the puck to Mikkola over the line. And the long wrister, no problem. And you can bet Niko Mikkola, yep, he's going to get a lot of that here at the Bell Center tonight. But as Carlo talked about, and you, Frankie, watch the line. You want to play tough at home, but watch that line. Important points up for grabs.
And everyone knows where the line is, so you'll give him a shot. You'll have some words for him, but you're not going to do anything that puts your team at risk. And Lane Hudson makes a great play coming back to the net here. He gets a stick on this puck as it's headed for Lois Storinen. And Caden Gooley, nice job pinching in on Boqvist, and Emil Heineman covers up to make sure that this is a 2-on-2, not a 2-on-1. Nice recognition by him.
Forsling shot that knocked down by Jake Evans. Evans in his own zone, throws it across quickly. There's David Savard, and he'll shoot it in for Montreal. Pezzetta in the lineup again for Montreal, works it in deep. Gustav Forsling plays it up that wing for Greer. Back for Seth Jones, who had a goal back on Sunday. That was Pezzetta, surprise, surprise, finishing his check. Oh man, that is Sturm and Greer. Friendly fire, they collided. Oh, Nico Sturm, he got punished by Greer. Didn't see him coming. And Sturm is very slow to get up.
An unfortunate collision for Sturm, as both these guys didn't see each other. A couple big bodies. Sturm's going to be headed down the tunnel As this happens in the neutral zone, Sturm's looking to turn. Greer's momentum is taking him right into where Sturm is now going. And the head of Sturm looks like it hits the ice, the left side of the head. So we hope Sturm is okay. He takes the worst of it, and Florida will be down a man on their fourth line for the foreseeable future, as Sturm came over from the San Jose Sharks and now a part of this bottom six group for the Florida Panthers.
Greer's a big body too, Frankie. He's 2'10", 6'3", a Quebec native. Tough play there for Florida. Here's Juraj Slafkovsky, protects the puck, hands it off to the captain, Suzuki. Up to the line, wrist shot, Matheson. Off a leg and wide of the net. Barkov for Reinhart. As Reinhart had the other goal, him and Jones, the goal scorers for Florida, back on Sunday. Reinhart in, wrister, and that missed the mark. Barkov waiting for it, deflected out of play. And that'll halt play here. Nearly 4 minutes gone in this first period.
Oh, Nico Mikkola was all the talk after the slap shot, and well, this was the trade deadline work for the Florida Panthers as Seth Jones comes in. Of course, that's big because Aaron Ekblad is out with a suspension, and Brad Marchand, it still feels weird and looks weird seeing him in that Florida Panthers jersey, but if you were going to pick a best fit for the type of game that he plays, the Florida Panthers would be the team, and a different look as far as their backup goaltender, Vitek Vanacek. He gets the start tonight as Sergei Bobrovsky will go tomorrow in Toronto on the second half of a back-to-back. Of course, a very important divisional game for the Panthers, chasing Toronto for first in the Atlantic.
Slafkovsky on the move with Suzuki. Carrier was working in deep. He'll dish off, Suzuki to Matheson. Mike Matheson throws it, and he had Slafkovsky open backdoor, and he missed it. Look out as Barkov was cutting in. Suzuki got back. And he'll take that icing because Barkov would have been in home free and clean in on Montembeault.
There's always going to be a little bit of a risk when you try and throw a puck to the far side of the net, especially as a defenseman. You just don't want to start the breakout for the other team. And Matheson does a great job jumping into the rush. He's looking for the back door as Slafkovsky's there, but it's too far in front of him. Caulfield dove down, and then the Canadians catch a lucky break as that puck is spinning off the stick of Carter Verhaeghe, and Nick Suzuki was back playing the 2-on-1, covering for everyone.
Frank, you talked about Vanacek, not really good numbers in San Jose as he was dealt for Patrick Gillis. Just one win with Florida so far. It was a shutout versus Buffalo, but a 1-2 record. San Jose, his goals against was pushing 4. Here's Caulfield through center, sweeps it in. And Montreal starting a change. Caulfield, lone guy in for Montreal. Samoskevich trying to dance in. Lost it at center. Mackie Samoskevich then hit by Gooley. And Montreal possesses the puck. It's Hudson at center for Anderson. Up for Dvorak. And he got crunched by Bjornfot. Samoskevich back on the puck. Here's Hudson. He'll collect. Lane Hudson quickly for Gooley. Towards the net. Tip. Score! Deflection! Josh Anderson in front. 1-0 Montreal!
Another great shift for this line, and it's going to result in a goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Really good blue line work, and it starts with Lane Hudson to pick this puck off the wall on his backhand and just makes the simple play. Doesn't overdo it, but as he puts it across to Gooley, Josh Anderson establishes himself in front of the net, and Balinskis can't tie up the stick. Anderson's able to get a stick on it, deflects it past Vanacek. Really nice work by the 3 players involved, and Montreal's got a 1-0 lead.
And for Lane Hudson, another assist as he's up to 60 points on the season. He ties Chelios for the NHL record for assists for a rookie defenseman. Only guy next is Larry Murphy as his stunning season continues. Here's a wrap try right in front, backdoor feed. Boquist's stick was just tied up as Lundell put it in front.
That's another recovery by Lane Hudson to the front of the net where he gets a stick on that puck that's in harm's way.
Luo Storinen gets it back from Boquist. The pass off Anderson's leg and then off Anderson's skate right to Gallagher, and he'll flip it up ice. That hit Nico Mikkola. Anderson puts himself back on side.
There's your retribution right there. I think it's all done now.
Mikkola through center, finds the red line, and he'll jam it in. It is amazing as Lane Hudson continues to climb the ranks, Frankie. There's a lot of all-time defensemen in the rookie seasons at 60 points. Well, he's now there, and I know Nick Lidstrom is one of them, and there is a ton of Hall of Famers on that list. So Lane Hudson, he was the topic of our discussion off the top of the show. Another assist for him. And Josh Anderson, he's got 14 on the season. It's 1-0. A special season continues for a special player. Lane Hudson now 55 assists in his rookie campaign. He's tied Chelios. Only Larry Murphy is next with 60. And of course, his odds of catching Chris Chelios for the Habs all-time rookie point scoring record really good at 64 points. Look at these names though.
It's
this
amazing.
Is all-time. The Hall of Famers here, Frankie.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what he's done. And you know, the play on the goal, it just goes to show you how much he's grown this year, where he realizes doesn't have to hit the home run play every single time. It's okay to make the simple play at times, and it's exactly what happens on that goal. He's been so good, so consistent, and he's grown a lot in such a short period of time as he's really figured out how to play in this league, Brian.
Chris Chelios, his rookie record for a defenseman, 64 points. Hudson has 60 with a lot of runway left in this game and in this season. Here he is on the block. Hudson to the line, trickling down the ice. Pezzetta puts on the Jets, in on Schmidt. Pezzetta pins him into the corner. Evans tried to center, and a good job, Brad Marchand, who continues to get acclimatized in that Florida jersey. Had a quiet game by his standards on Sunday. There's a good steal. Bennett had it, lost it to Evans, who jams that to center. Jones quickly for Bennett. Bennett, he'll delay. Florida changing. Luostarinen jumped on the ice. Armia able to force the play offside. Nearly 7 minutes gone here in this first period.
Well, it's been no surprise watching Lane Hudson do what he's done, and some people would have seen this coming, Brian, and you know, watching Hudson on a day-to-day basis, a night-to-night basis. You may have been the one that predicted this. This is a tweet from 2022. So if our director of scouting, Craig Budden, ever needs a little help with some of his scouting work, we know who he should be calling. You knew Lane Hudson was going to be a player 3 years ago.
Well, thank you, but that's a hard job, and that's full credit to Montreal's scouting staff. And Craig and I have the privilege of doing the Under-18 World Hockey Championship here, Frankie, just watching him. I mean, he has dominated at every level, and we got to watch him do that. And he's doing it now in the NHL. It's been special to watch him develop and grow as a player and as a young man. Up to the line. Bjornfot shot misses. Hopefully my agent saw that, though. That was very nice of you guys.
Mystic Mudryk.
Yeah, here's Heineman. Cutting in. Emil Heineman delays, fakes the shot, takes it around the net. Heineman plays it up top. Here's Struble. He'll dish it off for Laine. Back to Struble. Bouncing puck. Habs got to reload and get back on side. And it's funny, you watched his brother Cole Hudson, drafted by Washington. similar player, went in the second round as well, and he's looking like he's going to be an absolute star as well for the Capitals.
And there always feels like there's going to be a little trepidation around, a smaller, undersized defenseman, but Hudson plays much bigger.
Forsling takes the shot, throws it, traffic, Montembeault, he got jammed up and hit as it's dug free by Reinhart for Jones. And that battle continues in front as Verhaeghe is battling for space in front of Montembeault. Him and Matheson in all battle in front of the crease. Jones on the puck again, walks it in, wrist shot, glove down, and Jones scored from a similar spot back on Sunday, that time snared by Montembeault.
First real flurry of action for the Panthers in front of Samuel Montembeault, and he looks good in the net early. Starts with a point shot by Forsling. A lot of traffic in front as Montembeault's able to stick with that. Gets twisted around in the net, but Reinhart's not able to bring it around to the other side on the backhand. And for Samuel Montembeault, he's faced a lot of high danger chances this year. Third in the NHL in slot shots and third in slot saves. Number 1, Shesterkin. Number 2, Sorokin. So it's been a busy season for Samuel Montembeault, and he's in some great company when it comes to the high-quality saves he's made.
Kaiden Guhle towards the net again. Vanecek kicked it aside. And here is Samoskevich in on Guhle. Mackie, Samoskevich, and Guhle. Oh my goodness, massive collision. As he went down hard into the end board. Schmidt brings it in. Trying to get the shot off right through Schmidt. Backhand feed. He wanted Samoskevich, fell and couldn't find him. And that's just over the stick of Anderson. And it's good that both those players okay. That had a lot of velocity into those boards.
That was a high-speed collision, but that is a great job by Kaiden Guhle as Samoskevich was trying to put that puck under the triangle of his stick. Guhle didn't let that happen, played it perfectly. Both players hard into the boards afterwards, though.
Great start for Montreal, back at home after that 4-game road trip where they collected the only 2 points against the Florida Panthers on home ice. And it's incredible. Montreal Canadiens have a chance to sweep the season series against a cup champ for the first time, minimum 3 games since the 1988 Oilers. And here's a look at that Guhle play here, Frankie, one more time.
Really strong on his stick. Samoskevich just tries to put it into the triangle, but you could see Guhle, he doesn't even move at all, just takes Samoskevich hard, and they end up colliding into the boards. But that's a nice piece of defensive work by Kaiden Guhle, who looked more comfortable on Sunday after being back in the lineup, of course, on Friday versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And that's a tough team to have your first game back. But Kaiden Guhle with a nice performance on Sunday looks like he's looking more like himself after a long period of time away.
He joked with our Kenzie Lalonde pregame that at least he's starting to feel like an NHL player again. I know tongue-in-cheek, but remember, he had the appendectomy to start his season before the regular season, and then that awful injury here at the Bell Center, and an opportunity to try beat Paul Maurice and these Panthers one more time. And that coach is 1 win away from joining Barry Trotz for 3rd on the all-time wins list. His next one, 9-14, as Montreal spoiled that party back on Sunday with that big 4-2 win. Mike Matheson, checked by Rodriguez. Montreal out of the zone, up for Pezzetta, off his skates, but he's first in. Balinskis in on Pezzetta. Pezzetta gets the puck, frees it up. Carrier right on, and he just missed that far side with that shot. Matheson works it to center again. Evans, and just in offside was Armia. And man, Montreal's got some good jump as they look good coming home after that road trip. And for Paul Maurice, they're fighting right now for top spot in the Atlantic. Game 1 for them of a back-to-back, Frankie. They got Toronto tomorrow. They begin the night 3 points back of Toronto for first in the division.
And Paul Maurice 1 win away from catching Barry Trotz, of course, on the all-time head coaching wins. And for them, they're in a bit of a fight here. Like, they want to win the division. You want to avoid Toronto or Tampa Bay in the first round. And they've been playing basically 500 hockey since the trade deadline, and they did something similar last year. They're a team that knows they can turn it on when they need to, and they're looking to find that here in back-to-back 2 divisional games for them. Montreal tonight, Toronto tomorrow.
Well, if you're Florida, you want to play Montreal in the first round? I don't know, man. Like, they played them very well. And talking to some of the players this morning, skate, Frankie, they tighten up, they check, they play well, they get good goaltending. I mean, it's all come together for Montreal. And keep this in mind. In the 3 games, they've only allowed 3 goals to the Panthers.
It's been impressive. Like, the one game is the Dobish game. That was his NHL debut.
Suzuki walking it in, drops it off. Caulfield one-timer right to Vanecek, and it was Slafkovsky, the flyby, hoping for an opportunity as Vitek Vanecek makes the save. Great start, downtown Montreal. It's April, and it's 1-0.
There are just 9 games left in the regular season for the Montreal Canadiens. The most critical stretch lies ahead. St. Louis said it best today that we can't be scared to fail. This team has played with great confidence at times, and when they do, St. Louis sees that collective confidence showing up in the team's decision-making. What does the game need from me next, is what these players are asking. One step at a time, one shift at a time is the recipe that instills confidence in the Canadiens, which they will need down this critical stretch.
Kenzie, and that's been all year long, you know, buying in, being patient. One thing Marty talked about this morning, being patient with our process. And playing good defensive hockey with their structure as Lundell starts the rush. Wrist shot, Louis Serenen off a stick and out of play.
And for Marty St. Louis, like, he likes to talk about calculating risk all the time. And there's a few players that can apply to at times, and as Montreal, this is a clear-cut 3-on-2, but the Habs play it well. Lane Hudson gets a stick on this puck, and the way both defensemen shift to the right side, that allows Alex Newhook to get back and potentially make it a 3-on-3, textbook 3-on-2 rush defense. And Marty St. Louis looks on. You don't want to give up 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, but if you defend them like that, you'll be okay.
Mikla towards the net, score! Public enemy #1 drifted the shot in far boards, and it goes in by Montembeault as Mikkola has his 6th of the year. It's 1-1.
Oh, this is a bad bounce for Jake Evans, as this is an innocent shot by Mikkola. He doesn't get a lot on it, but it goes right off the stick of Jake Evans, who just lost the face-off. He's with Lundell as the defenseman had a switch going. It's just a shot that gets deflected by Evans. As Newhook was going out to Mikkola, couldn't stop the shot in time, and a bad bounce for Montreal has this game all tied up.
In a 1-1 game, Suzuki for Caulfield, lost it at the blue line. Sam Reinhart plays it to center. Barkov jammed it to Verhaeghe, who works it in deep. Mike Matheson in his own zone, along the boards, picked up by Reinhart. He'll work it back in. As Reinhart up to 36 goals on the season, top 10 in the NHL in that department. Here's Slafkovsky through center. Looking at options, drops for Caulfield. Caulfield for Matheson. Wrist shot in front, tipped again. Slafkovsky right in front, and that time Vanecek able to make the stop. Puck to center for Slafkovsky. Cole Caulfield. Caulfield will lay it back. As Caulfield up to 34 goals for him, also a new career high. Mike Matheson goes up the wing for Struble. Little chip and chase around Schmidt, but Montreal was in offside.
So Nico Mikkola gets the goal, and he is public enemy number 1. And this is the reason why. Sunday, in the dying seconds of the game, Florida is going to lose this game by 2. He takes a slap shot down the ice, almost takes off the head of David Savard. Of course, Montreal didn't like that. Brendan Gallagher, everyone else comes flying in. Mikkola gets a $5,000 fine, and he's got the goal at the Bell Center just to put everyone in even more of a bad mood about him.
Here's Rodriguez, works it in deep. Savard there, slashes it along the wall. Sam Benton waiting for it, and both Florida Panthers missed. Schmidt pumps it back in, and Savard was waiting for it. Here's Jaden Struble. Struble gets the red line. He'll fire it in. Mikkola there. Played it right to Gallagher, who chips for Dvorak. Dvorak, Anderson in front. Oh, stopped in tight. Vanacek. Anderson nearly doubled down in this first period. Josh Anderson, what a chance to make it a 2-1 game.
Well, that line is going right now for Montreal. They've had a number of shifts in the offensive zone. Starts with the forecheck, but they're coming up with pucks right now.
You know, it's nice to see Josh Anderson have that confidence back. Could be the comeback player of the year for Montreal. I mean, he's played so well for them in a lot of facets this season.
And he's embraced a new role, and that role suits him, and he's really embraced the challenge that was ahead of him this year.
Two hook right in front, wanted Heineman. Eetulo Storinen, the high flip into the corner. Hudson back there to defend. Gooley helps him out. Plays it to the near wall. Samoskevich up top. Balinskis, wrist shot up the post, score! As it bounced in. No kicking motion. Waved off immediately. As the kicking motion right away, Gislan Hebert waves it off. Him and Chris Rooney, your referees for tonight's game.
It was A.J. Greer in front of the net as the puck went off the post to his skate. Now, right away, this was waved off for the kicking motion. Now, you have to keep in mind, of course, you can direct the puck in, but if there's a follow-through, that's usually what they're looking at, as there is a mess of bodies in front of Samuel Montembeault, and it looks like A.J. Greer may have had a little more of a follow-through than he would have wanted to.
After consulting with the official, determining this is a good goal, it's going to be reviewed.
You know what? I don't mind the call being a good goal, just out of principle, just because we want more goals in the game, and now you'll have to look to see if this gets overturned. But when you watch this happen, like, there is enough here that would tell you that this is a kick and not a directing of the puck. And the overhead angle is not going to tell us much, but it's going to be the one to the side of the net, as it's quite a bit of distance for the foot to travel to say that it's a direct and not a kick. That's a textbook kicking motion for me anyways. I would think this is coming back.
Shouldn't take long, and it didn't, as Gislan Hebert has the call.
After review, it was determined that there was a distinct kicking motion.
And Frankie, just to be clear, that's a hockey ops call. It's not a challengeable. They could have challenged goalie interference, which I didn't see there.
No.
But that was a hockey ops call and no goal.
So now you avoid going down 2-1. And, you know, Brian, Marty St. Louis talked this morning about his team being able to reset within the game, reset from game to game. Well, you had a great start. You get the first goal, get a bad bounce, gets Florida to tie this game up. Now you have to reset and go back at it. And the Gallagher, Dvorak, Anderson line has been the line that has been pushing the pace offensively right now in the early goings of this game.
Montreal Canadiens begin the night. They have the second wild card. They're tied with the Rangers for points, 2 up on Columbus. Lauren Carlo will keep you up to date all night long on the on-aboard scoreboard with highlights and let you know how that wild card race is coming. But if you look at the remaining schedule for Montreal, they do have the easiest schedule.
They do, and you could still do the math, and it makes sense for Montreal. You know, you can go 5-4, get you 10 points, gets you to 87. You can go 6-3, get yourself 12 points, gets you to 89. Like, 89 is going to get you in the playoffs this year, barring some kind of magical run by Columbus or the Islanders or the Rangers down the stretch here. And for Montreal, they're going to have some very winnable games. Of course, tonight against Florida is always a good matchup, but Boston, Philadelphia, Detroit, and Chicago all on home ice. That bodes well for the Canadiens and their playoff chances.
Another icing charge to Montreal.
You talk about resetting within the game or from a game-to-game basis. They were winless in 5. That is a big win for them on Sunday. And they did a lot of things well. They were more diligent with the puck. They battled hard to get it back. They valued it more where they put it on the ice. And that's the recipe for this team. It doesn't always guarantee a win, but it's going to give you a better chance to get a win.
Mike Matheson using his foot speed. Through center. He'll bring it in. Whiffed on the shot. Tries again. Short side. Vanacek ready. Carter Verhaeghe picks it up for Reinhart. Reinhart flips to space. Barkov goes to work in the corner as he works Carrier. Barkov still with a puck for Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe through the crease, and Boqvist was charging in. Couldn't get there in time. Barkov on a 3-game point streak for Florida. 4 points in that duration. Always dangerous against Montreal. 49 points in 38 career games versus the Habs.
He's such a big, hulking body. It's so hard to get body positioning on him in order to get the puck off of him when he has it in the offensive zone. Just allows the Panthers to really cycle the puck.
Newhook nearly stole it from Schmidt. Evans will. Dishes. Hudson just out of his reach, and he's got to backpedal into his own zone. Hudson for Gouli. Gouli to center. Wanted Evans. Little poke up ahead. Jake Evans creates some space. Evans throws it in front. Armia, it's loose in the crease as the stick went flying. Vanacek down and out. He's still slow to get up in his crease. Lundell for Boqvist. Boqvist in. Rister hit Gouli. As Jesper Boqvist, new career high in goals for him this season. The Latvian. He'll backpedal as Uvis Balinskis waits for some fresh legs for his team. 5 minutes left in this first period. Nice little move. Balinskis gets to center. He'll shoot it in for his team. David Savard first on the puck in the corner. Savard under pressure from Brad Marchand. Marchand trying to dig it free. Rodriguez had it, lost it, sprawling, couldn't get to the puck, and it's Gallagher the other way with Anderson. Brendan Gallagher stops, waits for help. He'll find it across, and Dvorak couldn't get that return feed. But right in front, Struble there, and Anderson as Dvorak. Good decision, just slung it right in front of Vanacek.
Another good sequence for this line, and it all starts with the speed. The speed by Gallagher opens up options off the rush, and then you attack from there.
Gallagher 8 points in his last 7 games for Montreal. Puck in the high slot, collected by Suzuki. The Molson Cup winner for the month of March for Montreal. Honored before the game. Slafkovsky, high wrister. And that missed. Held in, Carrier wanted Caulfield, pass right through him. And it's Barkov the other way, leading the charge. Reinhart back to Barkov. Throws it across. Verhaeghe wasn't there in time. Suzuki up the left wing. Reinhart there, plays it for Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe, he'll rip it in. Verhaeghe, one of the rare players to win 2 cups in Florida, one with Tampa and one with the Panthers. Here's Suzuki over the blue line. He'll hesitate, curl around, hits the trailer. Caden Gouli, wrist shot blocked. Up high, Gouli saw where it went as Forsling hits him. Puck behind the net for Caulfield. Slafkovsky there as well. Greer trying to clear. And second effort, he will. In that collision, Nico Sturm still not on the bench for Florida. Greer trying to line up Hudson, who spins away from him. Samoskevich, quick strike, but that's a giveaway. Greer right on the tape of Lane Hudson. Nate Schmidt flips it back to center. Fired in by Hudson again. Schmidt behind his goalie for Greer. Greer starts to play up ice, just out of the reach of Samoskevich. And the whistle goes. That'll be icing. As Gouli, little conversation after the fact with Greer.
Well, so Yoel Armia had a chance going to the front of the net, and he's going to take some contact to Vanacek as he's going in. Louis Storinen goes down first, but that sends Armia into Vanacek as Jake Evans was just trying to put it into an area. An unavoidable piece of body contact by Armia, who's been pretty snake bitten, no points in his last 10.
Montreal Canadiens trying to win 4 this season versus Florida, as we're all locked up at the Bell Center.
Lane Hudson continues to impress. It's been an incredible season for the youngster. And Brian, you and I were here last year. We saw him make his Bell Center debut. And I don't know if we could have predicted this 60 points at this point in the year, leading the rookie race right now against some stiff competition. But there he is, 2 points ahead of Matvei Michkov. And it's not even that. It's the fact that he's 5th in NHL defenseman in scoring. He's 2nd in NHL defenseman in assists. That's not rookies. That's, you know, some of the best defensemen in the world. And Lane Hudson has been unbelievable in some elite company this year.
And one of the first guys out for morning skate. He was at the far end of the ice, Frankie, working on cutting in, working on his shot. I mean, he loves the game and loves to continue to work on his craft, and the greats do. I mean, the good ones, they want to get better each and every day. Here's Balinskis. He'll rip it in. Hudson.
But to your point, Brian, he was on the ice yesterday, which was a day off for the Canadiens, but he was on the ice as he usually is. There's a little bit of a scrum behind the Montreal net, and Brad Marchand is in the middle of it. And listening to him talk this morning about the Florida dressing room and how similar it is between that and the Boston room that he knows so well, and really established the culture there. And you know, part of the sentiment he said is that this team in Florida has built an incredible brand of hockey here, and it reminds him a lot of what they had going in Boston when they had their really good teams. And sometimes for legacy players like that have been somewhere so long, it's hard for them to step into a new situation. But this seems like the perfect fit for Brad Marchand, as far as, you know, everything just kind of being similar to what you've known for your whole career.
56 playoff goals with the Bruins, a franchise record, nearly 1,100 games, and the captain there. So, you know, there's humans, though, behind these stories, right? It'll take some time for him. But yes, what a great team he joins with a chance to win another Stanley Cup. That's Suzuki. Habs still on side. It was close, but Suzuki worked in a deep. Slavkovsky got tripped up. Verhaeghe on the puck in the corner. Forsling. Barkov, he'll rip it in with some velocity. Reinhart into the corner. Good body check, Carrier. Minute 30 to go here in this first period in a 1-1 game. It's been a nice start to get back at home here for Montreal. Suzuki chasing after Forsling. Up to center. That was behind Verhaeghe. As for NHL scoring leaders 25 years old or younger, Suzuki leads the way, 77 points, and you got Jason Robertson, Lucas Raymond, Tim Stützle. So again, Suzuki, each and every night, Frankie, makes his case a #1 center in the NHL.
More than just a #1 center. A top-tier #1 center.
Dvorak negated the icing as he raced in. Matheson towards the net, missed, and then it's poked to center as we have the final minute at the Bell Center in a 1-1 game. Josh Anderson stops around Schmidt, protects the puck. Gallagher in the corner. Boquist played it away. Anderson, a big shoulder on Lundell, and Hudson fires it back in. It's funny, Frankie, plays like that for Josh Anderson last year, it just seemed like whatever. He didn't have the confidence. This year, he is a whole new player in generating offense as well. And he had a chat with Mikkola as they both go off for a change. Dooley behind the net, 15 seconds to go. Heineman. Maybe one last rush here for Montreal. Heineman will chip it in. Cut off by Jones. He'll track into the corner. Hits Forsling. 5 seconds to go. Boquist. And that'll do it for the opening period as Montreal back after that road trip. And a 1-1 game, Frankie, that looked pretty good in the opening 20.
That's a good 20 minutes for Montreal. You double up the Florida Panthers on shots, and the Dvorak, Anderson, Gallagher line continues to lead the way with the forecheck, the speed, and ultimately getting the Canadians on the board first.
So looking forward to this intermission. We're going to have a round table. We got Frankie, Carlo, Laura, myself, Kenzie with an interview. It's all coming up next. Molson Canadiens Hockey Intermission on TSN.
on the Predators, making a brief stop in Nashville. You can catch all the action at 7 Eastern, 8 Atlantic here in the Habs region. But right now, let's turn things over to Kenzie, who's standing by with Lane Hudson.
Well, Lane, that first period had some good intensity. You guys got a goal. They were able to tie it up. What did you make of the first 20?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly playoff hockey. You know, it's a good game, and you know, we had a good start, and they pushed back. So I think a lot more hockey left, good hockey left.
Josh Anderson found the back of the net on that nice tip. You get a helper on that as well. 60 points this season. When you put aside all these records that you've been a part of this season, what are you enjoying most about playing for the Montreal Canadiens?
Yeah, I think just playing at the highest level and playing against some really good hockey teams and playing with some really good hockey players. I mean, that's what it's all about, and you know, it's been a blast.
9 games left, a ticket to the playoffs on the line here each and every night. What would it mean to you to play playoff hockey in front of this fan base?
Yeah, it'd be pretty special. I mean, the fan base deserves it, and you know, we just want to do it for the guys in the room and the fans too. So it'd be pretty exciting.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
The season he is having, and still humble as pie. Lane Hudson, 55 assists now, tied for the second most ever by a rookie defenseman. Carlo and Laura back here with you once again. You know, Martin St. Louis a few weeks ago said, we're in the playoffs right now, and that period definitely had that intensity written all over it. For Montreal, we don't always see the team start on time, but I think it's just showing how important these games are, because you couldn't have asked for a better start.
And there was a carryover from last game, right? Because Montreal came on their toes. They were, you know, skating. They had their legs going. They had their energy going. They were feeding off the crowd. And it starts on the forecheck here with Gallagher making a good play, hitting the defenseman, Dvorak sealing the wall, and just this quick play by Lane Hudson to go from backhand to forehand on his offside to get it to Gouli, and it's another quick play towards the net, and Anderson makes a great hand-eye coordination deflecting it in. And that's the key to Montreal's offense, is they've got to make quick plays, because Florida, they take away your time and space, they play well positionally, and that was a play that followed a sequence on that shift before where they were creating those type of chances because of the quick stuff that they're creating off the line. I thought that was an exceptional play by Lane Hudson there to help create that goal there.
And it wasn't long after the Four Nations where it was just about the top line, and now the depth scoring contributing as well.
And they've been one of their best lines, too.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, all the good things that happened, all the positives in that period, sometimes unlucky things just happen. Bad things just happen. But for Montreal, it's allowing them to stop and to kind of keep on moving forward, which is what they did.
And it's when bad things happen, it's worse when it comes from public enemy number one.
Exactly.
In this game, where Mikkola had a target on his back from the shenanigans he pulled in the last game. And look, there's not much you can do here. It's a lost face-off. All Montreal players are in good position. There's nobody at the net because the Canadiens are doing a great job boxing out. It's just an unfortunate play that deflects off of Jake Evans' stick through Montembeault. And those are the ones you just got to, you know, you sit there, you feel terrible about it, but you got to find a way to move on. I thought Montreal did, because they were still on their toes that period. They outshot Florida, outplayed them for most of that period, 11-5. So it's a 1-1 game. You know, we talked about it last game. You know, don't try to play with the lead. Don't get down when goals get scored, and continue to build off of 20 minutes. And Montreal's in great shape right now after 20 minutes.
We're like a broken record. Wow, Montreal playing well against Florida. They've been doing it all season long. And as this regular season starts to wind down, we wanted to offer up our top moments, our top storylines from this year. The Habs on TSN Roundtable is coming your way next. for myself, for Kenzie, and producer Steve, this is our last Habs game of the season. So we wanted to offer up, our top moments, our top storylines, and what has been a very exciting season. Frankie, we're going to start with you, and what better place to start than Lane Hutson? I know Brian, he knew from a mile away that Lane Hutson was going to be a superstar.
That's right.
Did you see this coming, though?
I thought it was going to be great. I thought, like, if he got 50 points this year, that was going to be a great total for Lane Hutson. Like, he just continues to shatter what we think he's going to do. It's been amazing. And we saw him play his first game last year here at the Bell Center, and we were blown away, and we continue to be impressed. And, you know, now the conversation for Rookie of the Year, he should be the front runner. He is the front runner. And when Moritz Seider won the Rookie of the Year in 2021-2022, he had 50 points. Last year, Brock Faber had 47 points for Minnesota, and he gave Connor Bedard a good run. Like, there is no one else right now that should be winning this award. It should be Lane Hutson, and because he's just going to get better and better. It's hard to imagine, but it seems like that is the case, Laura. It's been unbelievable watching Lane Hutson this year.
One of the best seasons by a rookie defenseman
I predicted
ever.
it too. I bet him to win Rookie of the Year.
Carlo. Okay, all right. Well, it's time for Carlo to talk now, guys. And I know with Patrik Laine, the season started off on a sour note, obviously getting hurt in the preseason, but boy, has he been a perfect fit in Montreal.
He's been unbelievable for Montreal, and I almost feel like it's been the perfect fit for the Montreal Canadiens, because the Montreal Canadiens have so desperately needed depth scoring outside of that top line, and that's exactly what he's provided. 19 goals on the season, 15 of them coming on the power play. It's helped excel their power play. Tied for second in the league as is Patrik Laine with those 15 power play goals. And you just look at the impact he's had with this Montreal Canadiens success. When he scores, this Montreal Canadiens team is 12-2-3. So it's been an incredible season, coming off of so many things he's had to deal with personally and with the injuries last season. It's been a great fit in Montreal, and hopefully it can be a great fit moving forward.
And you got your stat in. You got your stat in.
Got my stat in.
All right, Brian, you are up next, and I know there's been a lot of turnover in net once Carey Price took the leave and left this team. Has the goaltending been perfect this season? No, but they have more than carried their weight.
You know, Laura, this is really compelling for me, the goalie situation going forward. Career numbers in year for Samuel Montembeault. 200 NHL games tonight, the #1 goalie in Montreal. You go back to the Four Nations face-off in the break. Yeah, he didn't play, but the confidence that he got and what he took home with that. He's played some wonderful hockey. And then Jakub Dobeš, he comes up. This Florida team, his NHL debut, he shuts them out. Now, the number's not as good recently. Montreal just got one more back-to-back situation to close out this regular season. They're going to ride Montembeault the whole way. Here's the interesting question. On opening night next year, who is the backup goalie to Montembeault? Cayden Primeau, he started up obviously here. He struggled. He goes down to Laval, and he just becomes a superstar. Laval has clinched the North Division. They're going to the playoffs. Look at those numbers. 17-2-1 at 208 goals against. And then, of course, you have Boston just lost out to Denver, and we know that's where Jacob Fowler plays. He's a great young star coming up. Now, rumor has it he might go back and play one more year at Boston College, so time will tell. But next year, it's interesting. Who will be the backup goalie? Of course, you have Primeau, you have Dobeš. Time will tell. Fowler's coming up the ranks as well.
And I think for me, it's the hockey that we've been watching over the last month or so. They are right here in the thick of the playoff chase. The rebuild is well ahead of schedule. And, you know, you look at some of the players that have been stepping up. Suzuki, Gallagher, all the emotion that's been going on with the passing of his mother. Josh Anderson walking around like the walking wounded all these games as well. Juraj Slafkovsky, you can just tell how much these players like to play with each other on the same team. This final month of the regular season, now it's all coming down to this, right? They've been down and out so many times, right? They just ended that 5-game winless streak, and they're right here in it, and it's made it very exciting. Of course, working with all of you has been great. You guys welcomed me into the team, and I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving.
Well, I'm leaving for this season, but hopefully.
But this is your last game. Let's hope we can go out on a winning note.
Yep.
And it just feels like the Montreal Canadiens are made for playoff hockey. Let's get them
The
there.
Bell Center is definitely
Yes.
ready for playoff hockey.
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll let you get back to it and get ready for that second period. Meanwhile, we will go around the NHL and show you what's going on in the early games on the schedule. Oh, yeah, and that guy, Alex Ovechkin, he was at it again.
Used to call me the Great Eight.
Still are, Carlo. already, looking for more on the power play. We talked about Patrick Laine being the power play specialist. Alex Ovechkin, no slouch in that department either. That was pretty easy. I might have been able to even score that one.
More to go.
8:91. And it remains 2-0. The second period just underway in Beantown. Over on TSN 5, the Sabres in Ottawa to take on the Senators. We're 7 points up on Montreal in the first wild card spot. 1-0 Buffalo. Buffalo's been playing spoiler lately. Rasmus Dahlin making it 2-0, and the second period is just about to start. So yeah, Buffalo with wins in the last week over Winnipeg, Ottawa back on the 25th, Washington as well, as we're taking a look at the teams that are involved in this wild card race. So again, Columbus is 2 points behind Montreal. The Islanders 3 points behind Montreal, and oh yeah, the Red Wings also 3 points behind Montreal. 5 teams separated by just 5 points when it comes to that wild card race, Carlo.
It's incredible. That's what you love to see at this time of year. You love to see the races going on, how every night, every game means everything, and this is a big one for Montreal.
And the thing is, the West is kind of separated a little bit, but the East is the wild East right now. All right, this is what went down in the first period. Josh Anderson getting the scoring started, while yes, Nico Mikko. Who else would score the tying goal for the Panthers? Let's head back to the Bell Center where it's Brian and Frankie.
Laura, Brendan Gallagher, he's seen a lot in a Montreal Canadiens uniform. He's actually just 3 goals back of Bob Gainey for 15th on the all-time Habs goals list, which would be 239, and he's a veteran presence that's playing some really nice hockey after the loss of his mother.
He's one of the guys here that has really elevated his game, now on a 3-game point streak, and tonight, again, showing the same speed, the tenacity, doing all the right things that equate to winning hockey games. And you think about, it's a young group around him, although they've come a long way in such a short period of time. That's a guy you look to set the right example in the biggest moments, and he has done that. He has elevated every aspect of his game, has been one of those guys that has been relied upon in a big way the last little while for the Canadiens.
A lot of talk about the Calder. Ken Dryden, the last Hab to win it, obviously a net. Gallagher was a finalist with the Calder back in his rookie season, won by a former Florida Panther that year, was Jonathan Huberdeau. In the meantime, Paul Maurice continues on. No Nico Sturm. He collided with Greer in that first period, and he is not out there to start this second period on the bench for Florida. Florida Panthers over 60% in the faceoff dot against Montreal in that first period as Suzuki wins one. Back to Hudson. Underway here in the second period. Slafkovsky tried to jam it in, hit Gustav Forsling, and fired in by Montreal. Seth Jones works it up the wing. Hudson waiting for it. Puck at the line, no further, and Barkov up ahead quickly. Sam Reinhart's got a step, wrist shot, and he missed wide on Montembeault. Jones again towards the net, rebound, as Montembeault, the initial stop. Reinhart works it back in for Barkov. Barkov delays, shoots it in. Verhaeghe below the goal line. Carter Verhaeghe from low to high, and then the pass sends Forsling back into his own zone.
And another nice defensive play by Lane Hudson, who stays with him the entire way up to the blue line, and then a well-placed stick ends up getting that puck out of the zone. Good pressure by Lane Hudson.
Suzuki, nice maneuver at the line for Gallagher. Spinorama. Gallagher could have probably just brought that right to the net. Tried to hand it off and lost the puck. Look out, that went right into the penalty benches. And a stoppage, 1:03 into the second period.
You look back at that first period, that is a really nice, tidy period by Montreal. Outside of the goal that gets scored off an unfortunate bounce, there's not much in terms of high-quality chances or quantity of chances for the Panthers. A nice defensive period, and it continues for the Panthers having a hard time finding ways to get to this Montreal Canadiens team when they play the way they can.
And they really obviously miss Matthew Tkachuk, who is still out with injury from that Four Nations face-off. Here's Carrier. Samoskevich shadowing him. Carry up quickly up the boards, and some space for the speedster. Newhook wrist shot. Vanacek stops that. Newhook off the pipe back of the net, got hauled down. Back to work though. Well, I talked with Newhook earlier today, and he's had some great chances. He said his speed has always been a weapon for him, but he's done a better job this year of slowing down the play. Laine cutting in. Laine, a wobbler in front. Newhook couldn't find the rebound. Heineman pokes at the puck.
It's a good point by Newhook talking to you, because it seems counterintuitive if you're a fast player to slow things down, but sometimes to make plays, you almost have to get yourself to 80-85% speed to really make the plays with a little more conviction.
And we joked around too. He said, you know, if you get one, you'll probably get like 15, because it's been that kind of stretch for Newhook. He has been all over it for Montreal. Here is Dvorak with Gallagher. He'll stop. Savard's in. David Savard shot right on, and Vanecek steered that aside. A rare burst in through the seam for David Savard.
The big rig getting the engine going up the ice.
Yeah,
nice rush, and a great play at the blue line by Christian Dvorak to make it happen.
Big play, Dave. Nearly busted in there. Vanecek, another save from distance as Bjornfot works it down the ice to Montembeault. David Savard, just the one goal on the season, 15 points. Luostarinen gloves that down, but brings it in. Oh yeah, I was going to say that was well offside, and they do get the call right.
Well, everyone's got to get up in the rush, and that's David Savard included, as this comes off a really nice play at the blue line by Christian Dvorak. Protects this puck and sees Savard jumping in, tries to go to the blocker side, had Josh Anderson, and Laine picks this puck off after Alex Newhook did a nice job, Brian, using his speed in on the forecheck like you talked about. And I like this from Newhook. You have some speed, so stretch the ice, see if you can catch something. Hard to do as a centerman because you have to be a support player, but every once in a while, see if you can find a quick break like that.
Greer racing for the puck along the wing. He'll work it behind the net. Samoskevich tried to pass it to himself. Gouli checks him. Gouli working him hard along the wall as Gouli took him down. Luostarinen there to help. Gouli led all players for Montreal over 9 minutes in that first period. As he told Kenzie, he knew the adrenaline of this building would definitely get him going tonight. Forsling, a nice walk around Evans towards the net. And Luostarinen did a good job to cut in. Jones had to dust it off. Pass was in his skates. He'll pump it in deep. Luostarinen leaves it behind the net for Greer. Big body check, Gouli, who's playing physical tonight. Been involved in a number of collisions. Bazetta trying to walk around Jones. They're all tangled up. And there's a turnover as Slafkovsky knocked the puck down, couldn't find it. Carrier trying to pinch in, and it's Verhaeghe the other way. 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Verhaeghe waiting for help as his teammates changing behind him. Schmidt walks the line a little bit, throws it back door. That hit Carrier. Barkov in the corner, behind the net. Barkov waiting, spinning, trying to get that shot off. Carrier played him pretty well. Barkov leaves in the corner. Verhaeghe up top. Barkov kick, save Montembeault. Big stop there from the Habs tender. Top line still buzzing here for Florida. Verhaeghe takes it in front through the crease. Reinhart, he's got it. Wraps it along the boards. Nikola reaching for it on Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky, turnover, in front shot. How did that stay out? Reinhart had a gift right in front of the turnover by Slafkovsky. Not the guy or line you want to give it away to. Barkov as Florida finding their legs here in the second. He'll drop it off. Verhaeghe couldn't beat Montembeault. Bjornfot across, and Florida possesses the puck, so a penalty coming up here to the Panthers.
Wow, after all that, the Panthers. Now, Sasha Barkov's going to the box for interference after a monster of a shift from this first line for the Panthers. A number of chances, and that is the type of shift we are more accustomed to seeing from this line when they are at their best. But Barkov's the one who takes the offensive zone penalty as his stick gets into the feet of Cole Caulfield, takes him down. And earlier was Juraj Slafkovsky with a turnover. Wrong area of the ice to turn it over. And Montembeault with a huge left leg kick to make the save on Sam Reinhart right in the slot. So Montreal gets away with one. Slafkovsky gets away with one. And now a chance for a power play after a shift that was all Panthers.
And that power play finally came alive, Frankie. 2 for 3 versus the Panthers. Back on Sunday as Hudson back on the puck. Lane Hudson will shoot it in. Patrick Laine, 15 power play goals, trailing only Gensel for that lead in the NHL. Here's Hudson, digs it free. Laine, one-timer, kicked aside, and Slafkovsky. The rebound right in his skates. He couldn't pull the trigger. Hudson looking Laine's way again. Goes the other way. Caulfield, he'll dish. Slafkovsky had it swatted away, and a good job. That was Forsling to Jones and then down the ice.
That's a lot of pressure by the Panthers. They do not want to get Montreal set up so that they can have two players in front of the net and run the same types of plays they did on Sunday.
Here's Suzuki. He'll bring it in. Slafkovsky protects for Laine. Space. Laine, wrister blocked as Schmidt got in the way. Cole Caulfield tried to work it up to the point, and Brad Marchand, who has made a career scoring shorthanded goals in his career, he has been unbelievable in his duration. 36 shorthanded goals, leading all active players. Here's Suzuki. He'll work it in. Dangling. Up top. Laine. Hudson. Little bit of space across. One-timer block. Suzuki let it go. Hudson again. Lane Hudson. Waiting. Laine. One-time rip. Big block Lindell, and that one hurt. He is hobbled.
Now, nothing wrong with that. You got a big shot. You might as well use it. And if someone's going to block it and they're willing to pay the price, then they might think about it afterwards.
Here's Newhook. Just 10 seconds left of the minor penalty to Barkov. Newhook towards the net. Gallagher lost the handle, and Sam Bennett was tracking in, but Matheson, using his foot speed, got back. So a good kill for Florida. They allowed the 2 power play goals back on Sunday. Before that, Montreal was 0 for the last 10 on the power play, so it was nice for them to break through. Jones in, wrist shot, stop Montembeault. Reinhart trying to track it down, and he will behind the net. Reinhart has Rodriguez parked in front. Jones over to Forsling. Forsling off the back wall, comes to Matheson. Matheson gave it away, center ice, but it bounces to Newhook with Gallagher. Newhook, Gallagher, Forsling played it away. Gallagher in front, couldn't bring it to the forehand. He tried to bring it to the forehand, and Vanacek might have gotten his kitchen just enough. Matheson in the corner for Evans. Jake Evans will stop, and Florida changing. Here's Carrier. 8 minutes gone in this second period. Vanacek out to play it. Anderson knocks it down. Josh Anderson. Shadowed by Bjornfot. Evans picks it up, zips it up top. There's Hudson. Little shimmy shake, wrist shot deflected again. Anderson, who has had a great night, and another redirect. That time, though, Vanacek able to make the stop. Brendan Gallagher, 18 goals on the season. He was fishing around in front, looking for that go-ahead goal.
Keep your eyes on Nick Suzuki in the face-off circle tonight. He won 4 of his 6 draws against one of the league's top 10 face-off percentage leaders, Alexander Barkov, when these two teams met each other on Sunday. Suzuki's point production in March was impressive, 17 points in his 14 games, and his face-off numbers have been just as strong. Over those 14 games, he posted a face-off percentage of 54.4%, his best of the season during 1 month's play, and has only dropped below 50% just once in his last 6 games.
Kenzie, that's such a big part of it. Barkov, one of the best in the game, and Suzuki getting better and better each and every game and season. Here's Schmidt. Lindell in his own zone, trying to clear, he will, to Struble, who worked it over for Savard. Up quickly, Laine just missed him, and it comes to Schmidt.
The Barkov thing with Suzuki is fascinating because Barkov's bigger, he's probably more skilled, but Suzuki, just as smart, finds ways to get the best of Barkov fairly consistently this season. And it's amazing that he can do it just with his intelligence and his skill set.
Barkov coming off his second Selke win. And it's amazing, him, Bobrovsky, obviously Tkachuk, massive playoff run to win the cup, but it was Connor McDavid that was the playoff MVP, and that hasn't happened in a while where the losing team has that player. John Sebastian Giguère, you go way back, he did it. Here's Verhaeghe, a little bit of speed in, Rister, and Savard, another shot block for him as he leads Montreal in that category. Emil Heineman, he'll delay, little chip, just avoided a big check there from Jones. Montreal a change. Barkov leading the rush for Jones. He'll skate it in. Wrist shot. Montembeault able to squeeze that. In a 1-1 tie, and
so we're always looking at the scores out of town, but we're also looking at the playoff probabilities. And tonight, coming into the game, 42.4% and a regulation win. Wow, 54.8%. Of course, this is via Sport Logic. And still, they're in a good spot. They have some games coming up against some teams that they can very much beat, but it is becoming more and more realistic that this team is going to make the playoffs. And you think about everything they've been through this season. At times early in the year, easily the worst defensive team in the NHL. They are not that anymore. They have come a long way and very deserving of being where they are.
Columbus leading Nashville 4-3. They're in the second period. Rangers don't play tonight. Islanders are locked up at 1 with Tampa. And of course, Tampa and Florida tied when it comes to points to start the night in the Atlantic. For second, both trailing the Leafs. Here's Marchand with Rodriguez. Marchand delays, backdoor feed, Bennett. Puck still loose, backhand off the side of the net. As again, it was Mikkola streaking in, and he couldn't find the net in time. He ran out of real estate on Montembeault. Nate Schmidt, watched by Slafkovsky. Schmidt hit the net as he was trying to coast by it. Slafkovsky's lost his helmet, so he's got to finish the play and then get off in front. Caulfield jammed it just wide. Gallagher finds the puck, keeps it on side, but he put it right on the tape of Schmidt.
That was smart by Slafkovsky because you are allowed to continue to finish the play. But the play moved on. He had to get off the ice, and Juraj Slafkovsky's ability to stay in that play creates a chance for the Montreal Canadiens. As Nico Mikkola looks on, he has the goal for the Panthers. Montreal with a chance to sweep the season series against the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. They've won all 3 meetings so far. And if you want to beat a good team, if you want to beat any team, your best players have to be better than the opposition's best players. And that has been the case for the Montreal Canadiens in this season series against the Panthers. You look at the numbers for Slavkovsky, Hudson, of course, with another assist tonight, Caulfield and Suzuki, and they have outdone the Panthers' best players. And it's another glimpse into how good this core group can be for Montreal.
Lane Hudson now 4 points away from tying Chris Chelios' rookie, the scoring record of 64, 5 from breaking it. Alex Ovechkin, by the way, has scored again as he edges closer to Wayne Gretzky, which is insane.
It is quite remarkable that he's going to do it this year.
Wow.
Especially after the injury. You would have had doubts coming into the year, during the year, but there is something going on in Washington.
They'll reset and do the draw.
And still, I sense there is some skepticism around the Capitals come playoff time, just because they're kind of new to being in that position. But they have been a great story as far as Ovechkin and a team all year.
Forsling loads up, stopped by Montembeault with Barkov there. As you got to think Spencer Carberry's going to get some votes for Coach of the Year.
I would think he's the favorite at this point.
Marchand getting worked over by Anderson. Barkov goes, steals and picks it up. Barkov drops. Reinhart's shot off a stick and high, and that does deflect out of play.
And that's Brendan Gallagher coming back into his own zone, getting a stick on that as Sasha Barkov's line has started to gain a little bit of traction in this game. A couple chances now, and we're talking earlier about Sunday's matchup where Paul Maurice wanted to test the depth of the Montreal Canadiens. So he said, let me try and get Lundell going up against Suzuki, and then I can get a nice matchup for Barkov elsewhere in the lineup. Didn't work out that way as Montreal played a nice game to get a win, a much needed win for them.
Barkov grabbing, kind of wincing, grabbing his right hip on the bench. We'll keep an eye on that. They've already lost Sturm in this game as he collided with his own teammate Greer in the first. Mike Matheson back in the corner. He'll play it behind his goalie. Take a look and send it up that left side. Verhaeghe there, knocked the play down. Verhaeghe for Rodriguez. Verhaeghe cruising in, trying to pull the trigger, and a poke check just away from Evan Rodriguez at the right time. Habs the other way. Newhook for Armia. Checked by Mikkola. Newhook back to the line. Guli's wrister. Vanacek got just enough and kept it out. Bennett the other way for Schmidt to pass him in the back. And the Panthers got to get back on side. They will, and Rodriguez shoots it in. Caden Goulet across for Hudson. Hudson, the dish to space, was looking for Newhook to get a chance, and it's the other 15, Lundell the other way. Lundell, weak wrister, stop Montembeault. Jake Evans picks it up and starts to play for Newhook. Newhook dumps it in. In comes Gallagher, protecting the puck on Forsling. Gallagher swats it behind the net. In comes Dvorak. He'll pick it up in the corner. Tried to center, up to Hudson. He bombs one. Follow-up try behind the net. Josh Anderson. Vanacek got a piece of the Hudson shot, kept it out. Goulet again towards the net high, and it missed everything. Gallagher goes back to work. In comes Dvorak again. A little nudge on Jones. Gallagher behind the goal line. Centering feet in front. Anderson was there. The poke check again. Vanacek using his stick. Goulet enters the fray in the corner. Gallagher for Hudson. Lane Hudson swoops it across Slavkovsky. Works it in deep. Dvorak waiting. Habs changing on the fly. Worked up top as Savard jumps on the ice. David Savard dishes. Slavkovsky in the slot. Didn't pull the trigger. He'll try play in deep. Slavkovsky, short angle shot, and it was a tough one. Didn't have the angle he wanted, and play is finally chipped to center by Florida. Forsling shoots it in for Florida. Struble, first man on the puck as Florida gets a change and they need it.
That whole sequence starts with a great forecheck by Brendan Gallagher, and Montreal realizes they got some tired bodies on the ice. They try and get a change, but the puck heads out into the neutral zone. Now the Barkov line on the ice for Florida.
Savard couldn't clear as Barkov keeps this whole play alive. Marchand's got the puck, walking around. Brad Marchand. Struble knocked him off the puck, but Marchand continues to work. He's got it again. Centering feed, and that was the stick of Suzuki to break that up nicely. Nick Suzuki in front of his own bench with Slafkovsky. Suzuki, Caulfield, in, shoots, and right into the crest, a little bobble. What a chance as Caulfield, a rocket wrist shot, and Vanecek able to keep it out.
This is all world by Nick Suzuki. Doesn't result in a goal, but the hard work to get this puck in the neutral zone off of Sam Reinhart, and then the pass to Caulfield on the backhand, 2 players on him, spots Caulfield, who gets himself in the high slot, isn't able to beat Vanecek. As Vanecek squares up to that, hits him right in the chest, but that is a great piece of work by Nick Suzuki in the neutral zone, and then making the play happen into the offensive zone off the rush. There's another example. We just showed the board about the best players for Montreal being the better than the best players for the Panthers. That's an example of it happening in real time by Nick Suzuki.
Lane Hudson delivers across, Laine there. Puck behind the net. Schmidt will start to play. Rodriguez delivers back, and Samoskevich was tracking in 1-on-2. Couldn't get to the puck as Laine actually got back. Flips that to the Habs line. Samoskevich chips it back in. Hudson for Newhook. Laine's got it at center with Heineman, and Rodriguez poked it up the wall. Panthers get a chance. Rodriguez across. Montembeault pushes across and makes the save as Bennett had to dust it off. He couldn't pull the trigger. He had a wide open net. Montreal the other way. Heineman with Laine. Big battle with Jones, and Jones took it away from Heineman. Forsling advances the puck into Montreal territory. Alexandre Carrier works it quickly for Newhook. Couldn't handle it. Forsling the shot. Greer got a tip on it, but it comes to Newhook. Newhook throws to space for Evans. Jake Evans in the corner. Round the boards, just missed Armia. In comes Pezzetta. He'll charge in. Tried a little backhand pass, but gave it away to Louis Storina for Boqvist. Boqvist to Greer. Greer will dish in. Savard on Boqvist. Louis Storina reaching for the puck. Gets it to Boqvist. Jesper Boqvist. Back for Louis Storina, and Armia the backhand for Pezzetta. Pezzetta will play it back to Savard. And Carrier has the puck for the Habs. Little touch by Pezzetta. He's back to work. Vanecek out to play it. Evans lost an edge. Niko Mikkola on the puck for Greer. Mikkola picks it up with some speed. He'll bring it in. Mikkola wrist shot, and Montembeault takes a look. He'll just hold it in the glove with 4:03 to go in a 1-1 tie. Brendan Gallagher and the Montreal Canadiens back at the Bell Center on this Tuesday night.
Norris Trophy winners and Rookie of the Year winners not have in common with Lane Hudson? Well, in their rookie season, they didn't have as many assists as Lane Hudson does, as he is now up to 55 for his rookie year. And you look at some of the active defensemen, what they did in their first season in the NHL. Lane Hudson is blowing past the competition. Just makes it that much more impressive when you see all great defensemen, but Lane Hudson more assists than all of those guys in his rookie year.
And third in Montreal in scoring overall. Suzuki, Caulfield, and now Hudson, 60 points. Here's Matheson. For Slafkovsky. He lost the puck. Reinhart towards the net. Backhand feed Lundell. Lundell back to Reinhart with Marchand in front. Matheson checking him closely. Reinhart leaves it for Forsling. Shoots, traffic in front. Marchand in the crease. Puck loose. Lundell couldn't jam it free. Marchand behind the net, tried to center. He'll get it back in the corner. Marchand up top. Forsling. Suzuki blocked it. Second try. In and out of Montembeault. Lundell the screen. Slafkovsky able to get it for Suzuki. And nice little hesitation. Frees the puck, and it's up for Caulfield through his legs, but no icing.
It was a nice little play by Suzuki to alleviate that pressure. Earlier in the shift, he blocked the shot, but his momentum kept him moving forward, and that created a little 2-on-1 in front as Alex Carrier had to come out and challenge the puck carrier.
Bennett in the corner battling. There's Schmidt, and that came out. And then knocked out of play. 2:48 to go in this second period.
It's one of those periods that's felt like it's been a little bit sawed off. There hasn't been much room, and that's okay for Montreal. It's good to get comfortable in playing in these kinds of games where there's not much going on, and that one mistake can really be the difference in opening things up one way or the other. And you know, for a team like Florida, they're experienced with that. They've lived playoff hockey through and through the last couple seasons. They had to fight for their playoff lives 2 years ago en route to the finals, of course losing. Well, this is a group that's accustomed to playing this style of game, in Montreal with them right now every step of the way.
Lane Hudson below the goal line. Haven't seen Barkov out in a while. Remember, last time we glanced at him, he was on the bench looking at his hip as the backhand Anderson hit Schmidt, never got through. Haven't seen him out for a few shifts, so we'll get you updated on that story as Nikola the backhand in. Hudson in the corner for Hagee. Pinching in, weird bounce, came right in front, but Gouli was there and got it to Dvorak. Gallagher. Lone man in, waiting for some help. He gets it in Dvorak, who tried to sling it across, hit the skate of Verhaeghe. And then Rodriguez all tangled up with Heineman behind the play. And a penalty coming up to Montreal. Boquist was down. Hudson gets possession. And Montreal on the penalty kill with 1:57 to go in the period.
Penalty tripping.
Emil Heineman's trying to get in on the forecheck, but he's going to leave his stick exposed, and that's going to lead to this penalty as Evan Rodriguez is trying to cut the net, and Heineman's stick is going to go right between his legs. So Rodriguez goes down, Heineman goes to the box, and now we look at the Florida Panthers in this power play unit that they're going to throw over the boards, and Brian, doesn't look like any Sasha Barkov to be found right now. So Samoskevich is going to hop on this first unit, and looking at the bench, I'm not seeing Sasha Barkov there.
Florida Panthers were 0 for 2 on the power play back on Sunday in Florida. Savard trying to dig it free, couldn't clear. Tries again. Reinhart took a shot. Savard's got the puck. The Habs got numbers here. Savard for Evans. Jake Evans cruising in, and he got slammed down by Jones. And no call on the play. Jones the other way for Bennett. Bennett waits, back to Jones. Seth Jones had a goal last game for Florida. Samoskevich for Jones. To Mackie. Samoskevich loads up. Montembeault with Marchand in front. Montembeault able to squeeze it.
A nice rush by Jake Evans, but Seth Jones is such a good skater as he gets back in time, and Jake Evans is going to take the worst of this as he goes hard into the boards. Nothing wrong with the play that Jones makes, but afterwards Evans, it's a little bit of, it's in the hip area of Evans, not something that you would call really, but Evans goes down and hard into the boards, but he's right back up, and he's taking the face-off.
So no Sturm, no Barkov on the bench here for Florida right now. Samoskevich digs the puck free up for Jones. Minute 20 to go in the power play. Samoskevich shoots, deflected, score. It went off a stick and in as Mackie Samoskevich buries one. Power play goal, and it's 2-1 Florida.
It's going to be the 14th of the year for Samoskevich, and no Barkov on the power play, but the Panthers are going to convert anyways as Samoskevich just walks this puck off the wall, and it's an innocent-looking shot on net, but it's going to hit the shaft of the stick of Caden Gooley as he's looking to block the shot. That changes the angle of the puck just enough to beat Samuel Montembeault, and for Samoskevich, 22 goals last year in the AHL, only played 7 games in the NHL, is now a full-timer, and he's up to 14. He gives the Panthers a 2-1 lead.
Last year in the American League, Frankie, he was 3rd amongst rookies in scoring. Up to 28 points on the season for him. Puck in the corner. Final minute, Bell Center. Second period, Habs trailing in the game, down by 1.
And 2 goals for the Panthers that go in off of Montreal Canadiens players. It's been one of those nights, unfortunately, with the bounces for the Canadiens.
In comes Slafkovsky. In on Mikkola. Suzuki the shoulder on Luostarinen. And another call coming up. And I believe against Slafkovsky. The hook.
20 Montreal, minor penalty, hooking.
Well, the first line for Montreal trying to get something going in the last minute of play of the second period. And Slafkovsky's going to retrieve this puck from Mikkola, and he gets his stick right into the hands of Mikkola. The official spots that. And so Montreal back to the penalty kill after the Panthers already have a power play goal in this game.
Evans, Bennett. Evans able to win it. Matheson on the puck. And he'll send that down the ice towards Vanacek. So a power play goal has pushed the Panthers ahead, and they got some time to work with here. Late stage of second period. Marchand over the line. Savard poked it away momentarily. Savard's got the puck, the high backhand flip, and he'll clear. Picked up by Jones. 15 seconds left in the period. Reinhart walks it in. Still with it, kicks it to his stick. Reinhart, 5 seconds to go, they gotta be quick. 2 seconds left, Marchand into the corner. Samoskevich up top, wrist shot, and at the horn, it was stopped by Bennett, and the stick flying from Montembeault. And here we go, net off the moorings, and Montreal heated.
The shot from Bennett was right at the buzzer. The green light came on as that shot was being taken. David Savard was into it with Samoskevich at the side of the net. Bennett jumped in, and we'll see how the officials sort this out. And it's a good chance for Bennett. Montembeault with a big save, but it's the rebound afterwards that is likely after the buzzer had gone. And Bennett right away over to Savard.
Power play goal by Samoskevich has made it 2-1, but right now Florida without Barkov, without Sturm, and Montreal down by 1. Intermission coming up next. Molson Canadiens hockey. Laura, Carlo, Kenzie, and Arpin Basu stops by with his notebook. Next.
Championship will get underway from Czechia. Czechia hosting the tournament for the very first time. Puck drops on this tournament April 9th right here on TSN. As we turn things over once again to Kenzie, speaking of the Women's Worlds, as she's standing by with Christian Dvorak.
Christian, we look at both the Panthers' goals here tonight, some tough bounces, right? This is really just a one-goal game here heading into this third. Any changes you want to see?
Not too much, yeah. They had a couple good bounces there, but yeah, it's a good game. It's a tight game. I don't know if there are any penalties there at the end, but if not, we got a big kill here, then, you know, we just got to stick to our game, and we like our chances.
Look at the chemistry you've built with your lineups here over the last few months. When you think of the identity of your line, what do you think are some of the ingredients that have allowed you to be so successful lately?
Yeah, I mean, keep it simple for the most part. I think hard on the forecheck is one of the main ones. You know, get pucks back and, you know, just get pucks and bodies to the net. So, you know, our chemistry has gone better as the year's gone on, and hopefully we could get one to tie this thing up.
We've seen you guys be able to put things into high gear when you head into a third period. How do you encourage that and make that possible here in the final frame?
Yeah, there's a lot on the line here. We know that, but we like our game so far tonight. We just got to stick with it. We're pretty comfortable being down in the third. We've shown it all year, so hopefully we could do it again.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
They've definitely had one or two third-period comebacks this season.
Need another one.
That's the thing, yeah. And you heard Christian Dvorak talking about it there. It has been a good game. Sam Bennett, by the way, the only player to get a penalty there in those final seconds. So it looks like we'll have 4-on-4 hockey, but anyway, besides that. He talked about how it was a couple of good bounces there, and that's what's tough for Montreal, right? Again, all the good things that they did over these first 40 minutes, but they find themselves trailing by one.
Yeah, and I think that can't be the focus for Montreal. I know you're down 2-1, you've had a couple of unlucky bounces, but if you look at the Florida Panthers, the reason why they're so successful is because they buy into playing the long game. They don't make mistakes, and late in the period here, Heineman, I mean, it's a close game. Nothing much is being called. That's an obvious penalty gets called. And no Barkov on the ice. And the Florida Panthers still score a goal late in the period. And again, it comes off of a lucky bounce. It's Gooley's stick. You wish that he probably could have hit his body there and the puck stays out. But Montreal can't sulk on that. I mean, it's down 2-1. They've had two unlucky bounces. They got to focus on the positives. They've played a really good game. They've generated a lot of good chances. Montembeault's made a couple of big saves, especially in that period. They've come back before. They got to find a way to come back in this one.
And for Barkov, yeah, we haven't seen him on the ice. He left for the last time with just over 6 minutes to go in the period. We expect to get an update on him at the start of the third period. So you talk about how Florida doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And yeah, the margin for error out there is very small, and you're watching these little battles throughout the game so far. Which ones have stood out to you?
Yeah, there's Montreal's been on the positive side of a lot of those battles. They're winning the 50-50 battles. They're winning the forecheck battles, winning the neutral zone battles. Here's a great example. Josh Anderson. This line's been incredible tonight. We touched on that first period. Wins a strong one-on-one battle. Puck gets out to the point. Hudson does his thing. He breaks ankles. He throws the net. But Anderson gets to the front of the net to create that chance. And here's two battle plays. Battle to get the puck out, and Suzuki battles to win the puck to create an offensive scoring chance for Caulfield right in the heart of the scoring area in the slot. So I liked Montreal's battle level. It started right from the start of the game. It's about winning those 50-50 pucks, and when you do that, find a way to get to the net. Montreal's done a good job so far. They got to continue peppering Vanacek with more shots this period.
And they do have a lot of confidence, right? Not only the fact that they've beaten the Panthers 3 times already this season, but yes, strong in the third period. No lead ever safe when you're playing against the Montreal Canadiens. All right, when our intermission continues, we've got a brand new Arpin's Notebook coming your way. Arpin Bossa will have more on the battle of the captains between Montreal's Nick Suzuki and Alexander Barkov of the Panthers.
And you're watching the Habs on TSN.
Well, these two teams know each other very well. The Montreal Canadiens and the Florida Panthers playing the fourth and final meeting of this season as the Canadiens look for the season series sweep. When you look at the battle between the captains, that being Nick Suzuki and Alexander Barkov, well, that battle has been a little one-sided as well. With plenty more on this, it's Arpin's Notebook with Kenzie and Arpin.
Thank you, Laura. We still await an update on Barkov's status at this time, but we've had a front row seat to watching him and Nick Suzuki go head-to-head. Suzuki, a quite polished record against Barkov in his career and against the Panthers. When we've heard Brian and Frankie talk about some of the numbers, Arpin, it's pretty fun when these two go to work against each other.
Yeah, I remember last year when the Canadiens were in Florida, you know, Paul Maurice was asked a question about Nick Suzuki, immediately went to Barkov as a guy who, you know, sacrifices a bit of offense to make sure he takes care of the defensive side. But what struck me is, so the last time the Panthers were here, Nick Suzuki started the game, and after the game, just as Marty St. Louis was leaving his press conference, I was like, why'd you start Nick Suzuki? Because you rarely starts him in games. Like, I wanted him up against Barkov. Sunday night in Florida, who starts the game when Nick Suzuki's penciled in the starting lineup? Anton Lundell. And basically that was the matchup Paul Maurice was after. Tonight, it was the same thing until Barkov left the game. Marty St. Louis was chasing that matchup. Why? Because over the last two seasons, this one included obviously, the Suzuki-Caulfield-Slafkovsky line has been wildly successful against Alexander Barkov. The only forwards in the NHL to be on the ice for more than 2 goals against his line at 5-on-5. And so it's really quite amazing because they've been on for 6. Wow. And so it's like way more than the rest of the league, which is counterintuitive, right? I mean, I don't think there's any player in the league that Paul Maurice worries about sending Alexander Barkov on the ice against, but it is something he actively avoided on Sunday. I think it's because of this history, and it's become clear to him that maybe this isn't the best matchup for Alexander Barkov, which is kind of funny because he compared the two himself just a year ago.
And Suzuki's been dominating in the faceoff dot well against Barkov. Kind of crunched their numbers the last 2 games. Suzuki has won 68% of his draws against Barkov here in the last.
Astonishing.
Through 40 minutes of play here tonight, and then last game when these last saw each other. So not only play collectively, but in something so specific like the faceoff. We'll switch things over to Lane Hudson, picking up his 60th point here tonight. He's now 6 back from tying Chris Chelios for that record. All-time Habs rookie points defender here. Continues to really draw the attentions of the fans' eye. His offensive game, but we can't forget about his defensive structure as well.
Well, this is what he gets criticized for, right? I mean, everyone says, you know, he gives back as much as he gets, which is preposterous at this point. But really, over the last road trip, you really saw some of his defensive qualities stand out, especially in that last game against Florida. You know, he had a number of quality defensive plays, goes in the corner with Sam Reinhart, comes out with the puck immediately. Barkov, same thing. And so, you know, Marty had a really apt quote about what Lane Hudson does defensively. He says, you know, every time he fails, it's not a failure, it's a learning opportunity, and he learns from it. It's rare that he makes the same mistake, and it's rare that he doesn't correct himself very quickly, and we've seen that over the course of this season. So yes, the offensive numbers have been tremendous, but defensively, he's been remarkable, and really coming into tonight, since the Four Nations face-off, he's only been on the ice for 7 goals against at 5-on-5, which is one of the lower numbers in the league among some of the better play drivers in the league, which he clearly is at this point. So the defensive stuff that he gets knocked on, and the defensive stuff that was a big question for him, he's answering them pretty much every night, including tonight.
We've also heard St. Louis as of late as well talking about the risks that Lane Hudson is taking. He's happy with those risks he is starting to calculate now, which is good to see. And we know he always loves to get out on the ice, even if it is a day off for the Canadiens.
Right, yeah.
He loves the game through and through. We know right now the Canadiens down by 1, but their third period comebacks are some of the best here in the NHL.
That's Kenzie, you got that right. And we've got another update from Ottawa for you. And the Senators, sitting in that first wild card spot, sure have their hands full with the Sabres. Those highlights and more when we come back. And 1-0 Caps here on the power play, looking for more, and more they would get thanks to Alex Ovechkin. There's number 891, putting him 4 away now from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record. It was an easy one, but the Bruins have battled back to tie this one up at 2 goals apiece. Over on TSN 5, the Sabres and the Senators. Ottawa 7 points up on Montreal in the first wild card spot. All Buffalo to start this one off. It's 2-0 in the second. Tage Thompson making the nice move and passes it to J.J. Peterka, who goes back to Thompson. That's his 39th of the campaign. And yeah, look at those Sabres. Look at those Sabres.
Too little, too late, Laura.
Some good news, some not so great news when it comes to the out-of-town scoreboard. The Islanders, again, 3 points back in Montreal, as are the Red Wings, but it is the Blue Jackets' emphatic 7-3 lead. The third period still to come over the Predators. Again, Columbus just 2 points behind Montreal when it comes to the wild card race. This is the first time Montreal has trailed against Florida this entire season. Get a little 4-on-4 hockey to start off the third period. Sam Bennett in the box, as again, we turn it back over to Brian Mudryk.
Laura, as promised, an update when it comes to Florida. So no Nico Sturm, but Alexander Barkov did come out. He's been testing whatever it is that might be ailing him, and it looks like he's able to start this third period.
And it's going to be 4-on-4 as Sam Bennett got the only penalty at the end of the second period for that altercation. So we'll get a minute and 19 seconds of 4-on-4. Then Montreal will have a power play, but Sasha Barkov back in the game after leaving after the third TV timeout in the second period. That's good news for the Panthers. Of course, a big back-to-back with Toronto tomorrow night, and some valuable points on the line for them and for the Montreal Canadiens, who have played well in this game, have limited the chances for the Panthers to not many of high quality, and have a chance to win this game with 20 minutes to go.
And as you pointed out, the 2 goals by Montembeault, he had no chance. One was the tough deflection off Jake Evans' stick, and then the one off Goulet's stick and in. So you can't really fault Montembeault for the goals as we're underway now. 4-on-4 in this third period. Critical one for Montreal, trying to track down some valuable points. Here's Forsling. Waits, shoots, missed by a couple of feet. Reinhart keeps the play alive. Little backhand pass off the boards. Forsling at the line, loads up, high and wide, missed again. Reinhart, puck on his stick, he'll leave for Forsling. He's got some space to walk it right in, backhand try, Montembeault played it well. He walked right in on Montembeault, who squeezed that post. They'll set up again. Pass off the skate of Matheson from Reinhart. Barkov engages, picks up the puck, flips to the line. Seth Jones, he'll hit the trailer. Evans got his stick in the lane. Good steal by Jake Evans as Schmidt jumped on the ice and tried to be set up, man. 25 seconds left to 4-on-4.
That's an important save for Montembeault to make, so he's not cheating off his post. He makes the save, and now you're not down 3-1 with 20 minutes to go. Nice for him to make one that really matters in the context of the game.
Montembeault now 3-4-1 against the team career that drafted him. Caulfield took a big body check. Mikkola knocked the stick right out of his hands. Hudson, the backhand pass, and he would have had Caulfield, but it went off his skate. Hudson, by the way, leads the team as well. 3 shots entering this third period. Here's Jones. Good pace. Dropped it off. Luostarinen circles, waits, the trailer, wide open, backhand, and it was Barkov of all players, wide open. He draws a penalty. So now Montreal with Bennett in the box for 15 more seconds. Delayed call, and you can see obviously Vanecek's gone to the box for the extra man. Bench, not box. You're reading my mail though, I hope here, Frankie. And possession still not achieved. Now it is. So it'll be Bennett out of the box and a 2-minute power play here for Florida. Patrick Laine.
This is a penalty that you have to take, considering that it's Sasha Barkov in all alone on Samuel Montembeault, as Patrick Laine is the only one who can recover, and he's going to slash Barkov right on the hands over top, as 4 Montreal Canadiens players are looking to one side of the ice. That's Luostarinen, and that is a great pass by him to find Barkov, who's coming into that soft area of the ice, and Laine has to take the penalty, and Montreal to the penalty kill.
Florida 1 for 2, 2 shots. They possess the puck off the draw. Reinhart Samoskevich, who has the power play goal, the go-ahead marker. Jones at the line. Samoskevich works it down low. Bennett's right in front. Reinhart for Jones. Goes to Barkov. Barkov, shot stop, rebound cleared. Nice job, Savard, in time with Bennett parked in front. Here's Jones again at center ice. Samoskevich, he'll pick it up. Mackie Samoskevich. The University of Michigan product works it in deep. Barkov, nice little move for Samoskevich. Back to Barkov. He'll leave. Samoskevich up for Jones. To Barkov. Jones thought about the one-timer. Touch pass, Barkov. Zips it down low, Bennett. Bennett, Barkov, give it, goes shot of the net! Oh, Montembeault on Samoskevich, robbed him in tight. Bennett again, wrist or missed, and that's all the way down to center ice. Wow, Montembeault, maybe his best of the game.
And there's the one at the right time that you need by Samuel Montembeault with the team shorthanded, a high-quality chance, a big save by Samuel Montembeault.
Keep it a one-shot game for Montreal. Rodriguez jammed up, couldn't get a clean shot away. 35 seconds left. Evans able to dump Marchand, and the Habs dump it down the ice. Here's Schmidt. For Rodriguez, he'll wrist it in. Carrier hustling into the corner. Couldn't stop the bouncing puck. Marchand feeds the line. Schmidt for Lundell. Anton Lundell. Dishes the pass for Verhaeghe. Seams it through up top. Schmidt. Stick shattered. And a little delay here. Evans, the defender with no stick as Verhaeghe got back. Evans works it across. Wrist shot stop. Oh, what a save. And shaking his head, Kaiden Guhle. What a look in tight on Vitek Vanacek.
Now take the opportunity when it's there, and Kaiden Guhle's going to jump into the play. Jake Evans does a great job here. Starts with the block shot, realizes Nate Schmidt has no stick, so he goes to attack him. And then the Panthers back checkers flood one side of the ice. That leaves Guhle wide open, and Montembeault with a massive save. As Sasha Barkov's going through the middle of the ice, that puck deflects right to Samoskevich. Montembeault reads it perfectly.
4 goals on this season for Guhle. That close, right in front, the pass. Hudson steamed it through for Newhook. I don't know if he saw it in time. And it's Florida the other way. So a big penalty kill for Montreal. And you're right, Laine had to take one against Barkov in that situation.
If Barkov gets in there and he scores, that's a totally different game now. That's a penalty that you take, and you hope that your PK guys can kill it off, and the PK guys bail out the power play guys.
Here's Lundell, backhand feed in front. It was tapped away by Struble, and Bjornflat's got to reload at center ice. Balinskis, he wanted Lundell pass right through him. That should be icing and will be. No change for Florida. And the Dvorak line will jump over for Martin St. Louis.
Well, one of the things that Marty St. Louis was talking about this morning was that his team needs to be patient because they know that they can score. Well, now's the time that you want to see the push. If you know your team can score, which we know Montreal can do, you want to see them start to mount this push here, apply some pressure in the offensive zone, and see if you can get something past Vanacek, who hasn't been great this season, a save percentage of .884. This is a very gettable goaltender for the Canadians.
And this line, again, and we're not surprised, Frankie, they've been heating up. They've been great the last few weeks. This line's had some good looks tonight. Anderson, the goal, that tip in front. Dvorak digs in, wins the draw. And they'll...
Now, Montreal's getting a warning here. As Gallagher was basically halfway between the hash mark and the dot when that puck was dropped. So Dvorak's going to have to be careful here that he doesn't get kicked out.
And they drop it. Anderson was spun around, and Hudson, though, keeps it in momentarily, but it's right on the stick of Anton Lundell. Long shot, Montembeault to save. Lundell first on the puck, whacks at it again, and that's off the netting as it clips the net. Out of play here at the Bell Center. Florida up to 22 shots now. Montreal 17 in the contest.
For the Canadians and Samuel Montembeault, he just has to make the saves that he's supposed to make. And if he can find another one along the way where maybe you're not supposed to make that save, that would work wonders for this group. Just give them the timely one on Samoskevich, There might have to be one more here that really gives your team a chance, down 1 goal, to make a push.
Bennett's going to be waved out. Verhaeghe comes in. Evans digs in. And a win from Verhaeghe. And a trip coming up. Anderson picks up the puck. He's going to go on the move. Delayed penalty. Josh Anderson alertly is going to whip around. Back to his own zone. You see Montembeault gone. Extra attacker out on the delayed call for Montreal. Here's Gallagher. And that was off the skate of Matheson, who was in flight. Touched by Bennett, but the Montreal Canadiens get an opportunity here in the power play. Tripping call. Going to Bennett.
Well, this will happen right off the face-off as Bennett's just going to get his stick into the feet of Dvorak. And the stick breaks for Bennett as Dvorak's momentum carried him through. And here's your chance for Montreal. You're 0 for 1 in the power play so far in this game, but you had some success last time against the Panthers with 2 goals. And the Panthers, they came with a little more pressure to try and keep the puck out of the hands of the best players for the Habs.
Here's Laine. Puck on his stick as Montreal wins the draw. Hudson. Across, onside is Suzuki. He throws it for Slafkovsky. In comes Laine. Luostarinen poked it away. Hudson. Skates it up high. Lundell. Missed. Hudson wanted Laine. And that was off a stick broken up. Laine up top, Suzuki. Nick Suzuki. At the point, back for Hudson. Hudson, backhand feed. Jones read it really well, though. Good job by Jones to clear.
That was a great job by Jones to just follow up. He knew there was only one way for the puck to go, and he went and pinched it off.
Cole Caulfield for Hudson. Hudson maneuvering at the line. Nice little move. Creates some space. Laine. Hudson across. Slafkovsky back up top. Hudson for Laine. Laine shields the puck. Throws it for Slafkovsky. Back for Laine. Slafkovsky. Suzuki. Puck just bounced on him. Caulfield hustles. Took a big body check. Hudson hit by Reinhart. Laine trying to work it in deep. And it does come out to center.
There's maybe a handful of defensemen in the NHL who could do what Lane Hudson just did at the offensive blue line.
Slafkovsky. Puck on his stick. For Laine, 35 seconds left. Laine, Matheson. Little knuckler, moving in. Caulfield, Laine, one-timer, and Slafkovsky the screen. Couldn't cash in as Laine got the shot they wanted. Suzuki, Caulfield, oh, it bobbled on him. And again, Montreal's got to set up at center ice. Mike Matheson, 10 seconds left of the minor. The dish back, here comes Newhook. Alex Newhook, burst of speed. Lost it, gets it back for Heineman, and he'll dish. Bennett's out of the box, 5-on-5, and look out. Luostarinen with his head up, and he decides to just chip it in, as Matheson did get back in time defensively. Here's Kaiden Guhle, had Heineman tracking. He goes to the right side for Newhook. Nice little move, Alex Newhook. Guhle was cutting in again. Heineman goes into the corner. In with Gallagher. Gallagher right out front. Wrist shot. Side of the net. Oh, and it was blocked as Carrier centered. And it was poked away in time as Gallagher was set up in front. Here's a pass up ahead. Shot. Montembeault stops Bennett. What a save again. Chances at both ends. Another wrister off the side of the pipe for Hagee. Samoskevich picks it up. Mackie Samoskevich up high. Wrist shot wide. Wow, 2 great looks at either end, and what a save again. Montembeault as Pezzetta barrels in for Montreal. Pezzetta finishing his body check. Armia there to help. Evans out there as well on this line for Montreal. Evans digs it free, watched by Barkov. Verhaeghe there as well. Savard quickly for Struble. Habs got to get back on side, and they do. Struble brings it in. Little flip for Armia. And then Bjornfot, he went down awkwardly. Evans got tripped up, and it's Brad Marchand the other way. Marchand, little chip and chase to himself. Savard back. Savard, he goes down. Reinhart, a big shoulder on Pezzetta, who's slow to get up. Struble there as well as the stick shattered. Barkov into the corner. Barkov down, then Jones a hit on Pezzetta. Some physical hits in this third. Boqvist in, wrist shot, and then a Montembeault follow-up. And Montembeault stops that one. Wow. Pretty good chances here in the third. Florida though leads it 2-1. Laine loading up, and a good stop there. Vanecek.
A couple good chances both ways as the physical intensity of this game has picked up in the third period. And Alex Carrier is going to see a puck trickle out to him in the slot area as Brendan Gallagher's on the back door. He's the one who makes the play, and as Carrier tries to drag it, he whiffs on it, and that leads to a chance the other way for the Panthers, as this is a great pass by Sam Moskevich just to put it past Carrier and Newhook, and Sam Bennett denied by Samuel Montembeault, who has now made two big, key, critical saves in this third period to keep this game within one.
And they will lean on him down the stretch. Montreal only has one more back-to-back situation this season. And they control off the draw. Gallagher dumps it in. Anderson couldn't get there in time. Icing charged against Montreal.
Right idea by Brendan Gallagher, because Josh Anderson, once he gets all that speed, he's someone that can negate an icing. But Nate Schmidt is a good skater in his own right. And Brendan Gallagher may have had an opportunity to get the red line. Just try to catch the Panthers with some of Anderson's speed.
Dvorak, Bennett. They'll line up. Good battle off the draw for Hagee and Matheson. All tangled up. Matheson able to clear.
Matheson just asked for Hagee if he wanted to go.
And Matheson was just stood up by Verhaeghe as they collided again. That would get the Bell Center pumping. Matheson. Carrier took a check from Verhaeghe. Bennett in the corner. Carrier and Verhaeghe continue to work for that puck. Anderson freed it up to Gallagher, and he'll play it back. Matheson flips to space again for Gallagher and Anderson. Cutting in with Dvorak, reaching for it. Dvorak was just behind him, and Jones recovered and sends that up the ice for Marchand. Brad Marchand will stop. Hudson knocks him off the puck. Slafkovsky shoulder check. He sees Barkov right in his rear view, and Slafkovsky plays it for Hudson. He was lined up by Reinhart, and the pass over to Caden Goulet. Goulet to center, and Vanecek's going to play it, no ice. Jones to Barkov. Nifty feed. Reinhart to the left side. Worked in by Marchand. Back to Reinhart. He lost it, and it comes to center. Schmidt to Marchand. He'll tip it in. Hudson picks it up. Florida, wholesale change. Shots 24-18 in favor of the Panthers. Crowd trying to come alive here. Laine at center. He was checked by Mikkola. Played all the way back, Montembeault to Hudson.
This is where it becomes difficult to play the Panthers, because once they get into their defensive posture, their game really starts to fall into place. They don't take a lot of chances, they don't open things up, and they're a good enough skating team that they can recover when they have to.
Lundell, good job to break that up, but Laine, he recovers in center. Laine works it in for Heineman, who puts on the Jets, and he puts the shoulder on Mikkola. Schmidt to Lundell, though, and Florida able to work it up ice again. Home run pass, Boquist nearly had it, still loose, chipped at. Luostarinen right into the glove of Montembeault. Yeah, it speaks to what you talked about, Martin St. Louis patience. Wait for your opportunities on this Tuesday night here in downtown Montreal. So glad April is finally here.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Well, it's that time to do a little bit of scoreboard watching around the Eastern Conference, and the Nashville Predators losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets 8-4 as Columbus continues to find ways to get offense and stick around in this playoff conversation when it comes to the wild card spot, pushing up on the Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal will host Boston on Thursday. Rangers not in action, obviously, Frankie. But Columbus a chance to match Montreal in points if they hang on there. 8 minutes to go, third period. Montreal trying to handle its business as Anderson chasing after the puck. Mikkola to the line for Hagee. Couldn't get around Carrier, and Matheson's on the puck. Sevaskevich, him. Bennett reaching for the puck. They'll throw it into that corner. Carrier on the puck for the Habs. Carrier up the wall. Anderson tracking in.
Oh, that should be at center ice. Vanacek came out to play that, so that faceoff is going to have to come to center ice. That's a good bounce for the Canadiens. As Josh Anderson tried to get a stick on this puck initially, it was a bouncer. It got past him. As it's just a pass up the boards, Anderson can't get a stick on it, but Vanacek comes out to play it, and that easily would have been an icing. And now the Suzuki line over the boards, and Paul Maurice is going to answer with Sasha Barkov.
Suzuki wins the draw. Goulet wanted Caulfield. Worked in by Marchand. Hudson plays it away from Reinhart.
It's interesting, though, that Paul Maurice now has Marchand spending some time with Reinhart and Barkov.
Reinhart's stick. He lost it. Picks it back up. Lane Hudson throws it in. Slafkovsky hustles in there for the Habs. Goulet Little chip, Caulfield round the wall, Slafkovsky there, in front, and the stick lifted. Barkov lifted, Suzuki stick just in time. Reinhart. That's why he wins and has that pretty big trophy case, Alexander Barkov. Slafkovsky to Hudson. Schmidt took it away, down the ice, Marchand hustling, but Gooley recovered, swats it away. Boquist right in front of Montembeault. 6:30 to go in the game. Puck got center to Evans. Evans at center ice again. Montreal 18-12-5 at the Bell Center this season. Schmidt picks it up. Lost it as Evans poked it away from him. Luostarinen for Boquist. Boquist back checking Laine. Trying to take it away from him. Puck in the corner. Back for Struble.
We have seen a lot of this from Montreal right now. Resetting behind the net, trying to have to go through 5 white sweaters. And Florida making it difficult right now through the neutral ice.
Savard for Newhook in the corner. Alex Newhook fighting, lost the puck to Bjornfot. Verhaeghe just out of the reach for Rodriguez. He couldn't get there in time. Patrick Laine the other way. Long pass, and Forsling knocked that down, and he shot it in. Montembeault out to play it. Rodriguez towards the net, and Montembeault had it in his glove, and he'll squeeze. Montreal trying to find a way to generate some points, or a point against the Panthers. 5:19 to go. Back to the Bell Center, time for the Molson big moment of the game.
Vitek Vanacek gets the start for the Panthers on the first half of a back-to-back. Of course, the Panthers playing in Toronto tomorrow, so Bobrovsky will go. And the last time Vanacek won a game was March 8th versus the Buffalo Sabres. It was a 21-save shutout and has looked good so far. 18 saves against the Montreal Canadiens.
Vanacek's 3-1 in his career. 276 goals against coming into this contest. Carrier for Gallagher. Lost it momentarily off the skate of Reinhart. Marchand battling for it. Gallagher, couple of efforts, and they still can't clear. Reinhart, space, wrister, right through the crease. Cleaned up by Carrier in time. Under 5 to go, 2-1 Florida. They nearly had the insurance marker. And Vanacek well out to play this puck. He'll dish to Jones. Anderson trying to track it down. Reinhart got a touch, and it's into Montembeault. Gooley works it back into the corner. Hudson to Space. Schmidt's got to play it. Anderson cruising in. Mikko Mikkola pass behind Lundell. Lundell will shoot it in. Hudson waiting for it. Took it away from Boquist for Goulet. Goulet couldn't chip it up that left side. Lundell knocked it down. Lundell right in front through the crease. Louis Doreen was there. Mikkola plays it in deep. Return feed Lundell. Fanned on the shot. Suzuki chips to center. Lundell checked off the puck, and Hudson back defensively again to Slavkovsky. He turns it over again. Hudson, though, gets the puck at center. Slavkovsky fires it in, and off the glass, stays in play.
You really see the presence of Kaiden Guhle in the lineup when it comes to some of the body positioning and strong defensive plays that he makes. And him and Lane Hudson is a partnership that really works well together.
Well, and a guy that you can get back in the lineup that kills penalties as well. He had a tough one off his stick tonight, but obviously not his fault. 2 deflections off Habs sticks have beaten Montembeault. Montembeault's actually been really sharp tonight.
And Montreal hasn't given up a ton of high quality, high danger chances to a Panthers team that can score.
Suzuki, nice move with Newhook, cutting in. Suzuki, Newhook, oh, he tried to work it back. And Schmidt laid out and broke it up. What a chance for Montreal. Newhook, Heineman fan on the one-timer. Suzuki slashes it back to the point. Carrier try to work it in deep. Where's the puck? As it goes out of play, my goodness, what a chance for the Habs late in this game.
This is some really nifty stick work by Nick Suzuki to corral this puck in, and leads to a 2-on-1 chance. One hand around Seth Jones. Are you kidding me? Nick Suzuki, and Alex Newhook tries to go back to him, but Nate Schmidt slides and blocks that pass. Alex Newhook probably should take that shot, see if you can beat Vitek Vanacek, but that is an unbelievable touch on the puck by Nick Suzuki to make that happen.
Impressive stuff as they try fight back here again. Matheson wrists her block, comes to Carrier, fake the shot. Matheson fakes again at the line. Matheson delivers one at the tip. Heineman hustling. Tried to lay out, but couldn't keep it into the zone. 2:40 to go. We'll keep an eye on Montembeault. Matheson over the line, shoots it in. Heineman there. Evans picks up the puck, sweeps it towards the net, but it was cleaned up by Florida. Guhle for Hudson. Hudson across. And Marty, St. Louis talked about it this morning. Frankie, we could be great, we could be near perfect. It doesn't guarantee success in the NHL.
But if you don't do it, you have no chance at winning.
Yeah.
And the Habs have put themselves in a position where they have a chance to win this game.
Slavkovsky. That hit Barkov and jammed all the way to center. Hudson. Habs get back on side. Hudson shoots it in. Forsling in the corner. Matheson could knock it down in a 2-on-2, maybe a 3-on-2. Barkov leads the rush. Barkov in front. Try to jam it in short side. Look out. Montembeault played it well. It's still loose. Reinhart below the goal line. He's pinned. Minute 40 to go. Florida content to kill off some time here. Freed up to Suzuki. He'll wait. Hudson left it. Matheson there around the wall for Slavkovsky. And he knocks it down. Slavkovsky. Montembeault takes a look at the bench, and he's on the move. Extra attacker out. Slavkovsky drops. Net empty for Montreal with a minute 15 to go. Matheson leaves. Pumped in down low. Caulfield hustling after the puck for Hudson. Rich shot off a stick. Bouncing puck. Mike Matheson. It wobbled. He couldn't get a shot off. Slavkovsky behind the net. Final minute, Bell Center. Habs down by 1. Montembeault pulled. That drive off 2 skates to the near wall. Hudson there. Checked by Lundell. Laine shoots it in. Slavkovsky leaves. There's Matheson. Backhand feed, but nobody home. And Laine's got to scoot back for Montreal. Laine swings it in, and that's likely going to be icing, and will be. So Montembeault about to come back into the net. Just 29.6 to go.
Montreal trying to find ways to escape the pressure from the Panthers in the offensive zone. So really using the outside of the ice, using the yellow dasher, and trying to get it off of that has proved to be a difficult task with the goaltender pulled. And try and get some kind of look, shot attempt some kind of chance towards the net. And now an icing call.
Suzuki couldn't win it. Barkov wrist shot, rebound. Matheson played it away. Time winding down here for Montreal. 22 seconds to go. Slafkovsky behind Montembeault. Up quickly Hudson. Montembeault to the bench again. Extra tacker out again. Hudson at the line towards the net. Rebounds! Score! Suzuki! What a deflection! And a new career high for the Habs captain! His 78th point of the season. New record for Suzuki, created again by guess who? Lane Hudson.
The captain has been all over it in this game. Off of an icing, the Montreal Canadiens are going to work this puck up the ice quickly, and it starts with Lane Hudson. Seth Jones thinks he might have poked it away, but Hudson stays with it, and as he directs it towards the net, Reinhart just tries to block it, but he botches it. Puts it right to Nick Suzuki, who's waiting at the side of the net, and the captain gets his 24th goal of the year and ties it up.
Can you write a better script, Frankie? Two of the star players for Montreal level the score and a chance to sweep the defending champs still alive. 5 seconds left in the game, and with Montembeault pulled, the Habs force overtime at the Bell Center.
What a sequence for the Montreal Canadiens. With the goaltender pulled, they couldn't get anything going. They eventually ice the puck. And then it's Lane Hudson who stays with it on the play. Nick Suzuki, who's had a monster of a game again against the Florida Panthers. When you thought there may not be time, the Montreal Canadiens find a way to get a massive point. And Nick Suzuki is the one who delivers. When you watch the play by Hudson, Jones pokes it away, but Hudson stays with it. And then to just have the wherewithal to throw it at the net, and Nick Suzuki cleans it up, and there it is. A career high for the captain. 78 points on the year. And another year where you continue to see the progression for this great young player, and the impact that he has on this team is enormous and continues to be.
Another multi-assist game for Lane Hudson. He now passes Chris Chelios. 56 assists. Larry Murphy leads the way with 60. Yeah, what a feeling. Nick Suzuki ensures that the Montreal Canadiens will get at least a point, and now maybe two with overtime looming.
And Brian, you talked about it. You can do all the right things in a game, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to win that game. But if you don't do them, there's no chance you're going to win. And Montreal has done a lot of the right things. They stayed patient. They stayed with their game. They didn't force things that weren't there. And ultimately, they get a good break finally, because the Panthers have 2 goals in this game off deflections of Montreal players. And now the Canadiens get one in return, as Sam Reinhart isn't able to handle the shot from Hudson. And Nick Suzuki gets the game's tying goal. And Lane Hudson, there it is. Rookie defenseman to record 50 assists in a season, now up to 56 and passing Chris Chelios.
Underway, Bell Center overtime. You got Suzuki, Hudson, and Dvorak. Nick Suzuki has 4 OT winners this year for Montreal. What a scene at the Bell Center on this Tuesday night. Cole Caulfield through center, some speed. Caulfield cutting in. He'll stop. Caulfield takes it up high. Waiting, dropping, Suzuki. Coasting in, some space. Nick Suzuki, wrap try! Suzuki! OT winner! Unbelievable! Two massive points for the captain. 2 massive goals and 2 points in that chase for the wild card.
resilient is this team? Down a goal to the Panthers, you've played a good game, and you find a way to tie it up, and the captain ties it and wins it on a great individual effort as he takes this puck all the way around the net. He gets his 24th of the year, gets his 25th of the year, and Caulfield had come on the ice because Dvorak was on for the face-off. He changed, Caulfield steps on, and as Caulfield gets the zone, he leaves for Suzuki, and Suzuki's gonna do the rest. Does a great job on Sam Reinhart, gets around him, and see that he has a lane to beat Vanacek to the post. Great recognition by him as Vanacek's late getting there. And the captain with 2 massive goals in this game to get the Montreal Canadiens a much-needed 2 points as they continue to lead the charge in the wild card 2 spot in the Eastern Conference.
And they sweep the defending Stanley Cup champions, minimum 3 games. They won all 4 for the first time since the Oilers back in 1988.
And we talked about it in this game, the success that the best players of the Canadiens have had against the Florida Panthers, and Nick Suzuki leading the charge with 3 points last game, and of course he's going to get 2 big goals in this one. And a big reason why the Canadiens are able to beat the Florida Panthers in the season series, sweep them 4-0. It was a great game for Samuel Montembeault, 2 goals on him off deflections from his own teammates, but he made 2 key saves in the 3rd period to help his team get a win.
Another multi-point game for this kid. Unbelievable. And let's hear you, Bell Center. That is his 5th overtime winner this season for Montreal. And next up, an interview with Marc Denis from RDS.
Merci beaucoup, M. Lacroix. Nick, all things considered in this season, it's been a pretty spectacular one, but this tonight is next level.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, really. Unbelievable game. It's a huge win for us, and we just want to keep that going and, earn our spot in the playoffs and get this building going.
Une rencontre spectaculaire. Nick Suzuki un peu à court de mots. Il veut que son équipe soit en séries éliminatoires et que cet amphithéâtre soit aussi électrisant. Let's talk hockey a little bit. This is a playoff caliber team. They're the reigning Stanley Cup champions. They seem to muffle most of your offense all night, yet you guys believed in it all the way till the end.
Yeah, I thought we played a whole game. Didn't quit to the end. Got a nice bounce. I think we earned that and, went to overtime and, a bunch of great plays by the guys and was able to score.
Nick Suzuki dit que c'est un rebond chanceux, mais qu'ils ont travaillé toute la soirée afin d'obtenir contre une très, très bonne équipe. Listen, this is now 2 in a row. You guys are back in that playoff spot that you want to protect until the end. What's next for this team here this week?
Yeah, a lot of the same. We know we can control our own destiny, and we really want to be in the playoffs. And, I haven't got to play in a full building yet in the playoffs, so I really want that.
Well, this building is still full as you'll be signing the Lance as the #1 star, and you can hear them. I think they're looking forward to it as well. Nick Suzuki, la première étoile, merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Wow, that is some special stuff, Frankie. What a comeback. The late goal from Suzuki, the overtime winner from Suzuki, And what does that look like? Well, Ottawa, 84 points in the first spot. The Montreal Canadiens, 79 points. And what a run it has been.
And a big win for Montreal because Columbus wins tonight and you get 2 more points on your chase to that 87 to 89 point range that has a very realistic chance of getting you in the playoffs, and you have to win these games on home ice. The Montreal Canadiens do that.
Molson, 3 stars of the game here, Frankie.
We just saw him. Samuel Montembeault, 2 massive saves in the third period to help this team get a win. Lane Hudson, 3 assists. What more can you say? And the captain, who continues to lead the way, gets his 5th overtime winner to make the Bell Center erupt on a Tuesday night. What a game, what a performance by the Montreal Canadiens, who stuck with it the whole way.
Hudson's now just 2 assists shy of tying Chris Chelios' franchise record for points by a rookie defenseman. Tough act to follow. We're going to try. Our next game is Sunday, Habs Predators at 7 Eastern time. Molson Canadiens hockey on TSN. We can't wait for that. Wow, catch your breath. What a night, what a game. As always, thank you for watching and good night from downtown Montreal.
Long shift for the Canadiens as Jenny Potter comes in. Potter in front for Katie King, looking in front for Stevens.